And we're back once again, live for another Red Line Live. I am your host, Nick E. Dixon. Tag Batman's a fascist. Let's just embrace
Let that
that.
sink in.
Let that sink in. And if you haven't seen the Blue Beetle trailer, we recommend going and watching it. It is on the Red Line Facebook channel now. I'm joined once again by my co-hosts. This guy over here.
My name's Mike. I am the truly disrespected member of our group. We'll get onto it in a bit because Alan, the little prick's outdone himself. But I'll wait. And this is why I'm the disrespected colleague this week.
Sure.
It should have been brought up last week, but when he gets here, dickhead's getting it.
Has he disrespected you big time?
All of the disrespect. You'll see what I mean in a bit. You'll see what I mean.
Is there like a glimpse, like a window of respect in this? Or is
it
just
none. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Like, he's just gone, there's my hopes and dreams. I'm going to piss on them.
Right. Fair enough. And doesn't have the courtesy to call it rain. And once again, we are joined by the lovely
Anime Amy. Hi.
Yay! Anime Amy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, doing really good.
Looking very matrixy there. What are we sporting today?
Sporting.
What are you
Drinking?
wearing?
Oh, what am I wearing? Well, winter is coming.
We haven't even had summer yet.
Yep.
That'd be bringing on
Welcome to Manchester.
Winter's always coming.
Winter's still here.
Never left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Manchester.
Yeah. Manchester.
We've had our summer. It was the last 2 days.
That was the summer. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Absolutely. If you're working, you're a mug. We're also expecting. Mike mentioned Alan before. We're also expecting Alan the talent. He's going to probably have some funny hash. The disrespectee, maybe. Yeah.
Getting uppercut.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll see what we'll see what he says. Looking forward to hearing what happened. But yes, he's going to be joining us later. So on this live, we're literally just talking about all fun geeky stuff. Usually television based. Sometimes we talk about games. At this time, this year, I suppose we've been talking about The Last of Us. Loved it. And it blended in very nicely with the Pedro Pascal kind of blend because we need to get our Pedro Pascal fix. So then, yeah. So it blended in. We'll come to Mike in a minute. And it blended in quite nicely with the Mandalorian season 3 as well. So we're on episode 5 and 6, I believe. At them, episode 6 now, but we didn't review episode 5 because we all forgot that this was actually a thing and that we do this on a weekly basis. So last week just didn't happen. So we decided to catch up again this week. And
I decided to drink by myself and just talk at the camera without turning it on.
Was you just here? Was it just you here, like in the dark, but just
in the dark in this room, just shouting at the wall behind the camera?
Well, that reminds me of something that Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Just like, even though there's like nothing, like it's just a really kind of cold, dark house, like no lights on, just empty, and you just sat there with your beer, just talking like you're on the chat. Freaky shit, just weird stuff.
And you should have heard what I was saying as well. I'm kind of happy it went on the internet. So yeah, there you go.
We might just do an episode of that. Might just have to do an episode of that. What was you doing last week, Anime Amy?
Well, Anime Amy's always doing, watching anime.
Good stuff. Great. We'll get on to what you've been watching a bit later. But shall we kick it off with Amy's not seen The Mandalorian yet?
Not this week's. We'll talk about last week's.
Yeah, we'll start with last week's, and then we'll do our very best not to kick too many spoilers in this way. I don't suppose it's spoilers. I suppose it's just...
No. Well, I'll watch it probably like later tonight or tomorrow, so it doesn't really matter.
Sure. I quite like Alan on this week's, though.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because we disagreed about it, because he says he didn't enjoy it, and I enjoyed it. I've got a soft spot for this episode. It's not the greatest, but it's certainly not the worst. But we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, I've left my review for this, so they don't know where I stand yet, which is great. The highest bidder, I can easily bought. But episode 5. Now, Alan usually does this, but I'm going to have a quick stab at it, if I may. The run through of episode 5. Now that I said I'm going to have a quick stab at it, I completely regret doing that because I'll be fucked if I can remember what happened in episode 5. I remember. So episode 5 was about. Oh, that's right. It's the pirate episode. So the pirates started attacking this. Like Amy's done already. Like it's not as good as Alan. She's like,
I'm
fuck
just
this.
letting the
Yeah, I'm
cat
not
out.
gonna
It's
do
bugging there.
So episode 5. So it started in that tranquil town, that world utopia, and they were suddenly invaded by the same pirates that we saw in episode 1. Was it? So they came back for a vengeance, making Mando's what Mando said really valid in the first episode. Was you sure you should have let him go? Yes.
Speaking of the pirates, did anyone feel a bit of a Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest ripoff going on with that episode with the pirates?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
He looks like seaweed, doesn't he? He just looks like seaweed.
Yeah, instead of like octopus man, he's like seaweed man.
Yeah. Do you reckon they're looking at the next Pirates of the Caribbean, saw him, were like, fuck, that was going to be our new thing? Because there's not many places they can go with Pirates of the Caribbean, is there? So they've done they've done skeletons. They've done the octopus. They've done the ghost. They've done Blackbeard. With fire. What where else can they get? Sharkman? Maybe a shark pirate captain for the villain now.
Have they done the Kraken?
Yeah.
They did the Kraken. That was the first 3.
2.
Have they done the Bermuda Triangle yet?
No, they haven't done the Bermuda Triangle. That would be a good one. But
just
they can't get Johnny Depp back, so there's no point. I mean, they were going to list in Margot Robbie, and then that.
Yeah, they kept on saying they said she was off. And then they said Johnny Depp was back, and then they said Johnny Depp will never return, and Margot Robbie was back. And then she said, and then there was an interview of her just saying, yeah, apparently they're just not hiring her anymore, but now they might. And I thought Johnny Depp's in conversation. Like, who knows? Maybe they're both in it.
As far as I'm aware, he's not, because I think he's now living quietly somewhere in the UK.
Is he really?
That's what I saw on the news, and they showed like a picture of his mansion that he's living in, and it's like Johnny Depp's now happy living a quiet life in the UK.
Yeah.
Round corner.
Is he? Was that your house?
Already in Park.
Yeah. Was that
him? I was
doing
all those drugs. Yeah.
Neil recognised him from somewhere, but I was more like, get out, because I don't know. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So anyways, so they start getting attacked by pirates. He's like, look, we're, there's no need to fight us and blah, blah, blah. And they shot first, and he goes, well, I'll shoot first. And then he starts firing down on the town. Blowing up everything. I really want to see, there's a droid telling everyone to get out. Hurry, get out. I really want to see a rocket just land in its head. I was like, it's blowing up the droid. That'd be amazing television, but no. I assume that may have happened, but it didn't. But a lot of people died. And then they were all kind of casted out, and then they send it, and before they leave, they send a distress call, don't they? So they send a distress call to the X-Wing fighter who's in I don't know, like for kind of rebels, it looked like a place in Tatooine. They looked like they were maybe even doing like meth and cocaine, perhaps. There was a lot. Well,
another interesting fact: that guy, he's like the rebel pilot in the X-Wing. He is the guy from Kim's Convenience Store, which congratulations, he's lost so much weight, it's ridiculous, and who also plays Shang-Chi's dad in that same program. But he was actually in the Return of the Jedi as one of the X-Wing fighters as well. So he's the original guy brought back.
Oh, brilliant.
They're doing a lot of that, aren't they, in this season?
Yeah.
Like reusing old actors and stuff, which to its benefit seems to be working at the moment. Yeah. He's been no real stinkers, has there? So
no, but it's nice and it's a bit respectful to the actors that were in past episodes that didn't die, in the big rebellion fight. It's kind of like, well, your character didn't die, so we'll bring you back 20 years or however many years later.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be brilliant if they made a mistake and there's literally an on-screen death with him in the X-Wing, gets punched and he's just back again. Unexplained. Yeah. Do you know one of the things they were talking about as well, in the first attack of the assault on the Death Star? So before, when they do the trench run, the first X-Wing fighter gets hit, and I think it might be Wedge. He says eject, and he goes, "No, I'm all right," and then he blows up. But that concept, eject, they're in space. And everyone was just like, what do you mean eject? Like eject. Oh yeah. And then it just kind of just floats off and just freezes instantly. And then, an X-Wing hits him, he just shatters to bits. It's just like, what do you mean? But apparently, so do you know all the X-Wing fighters, they wear that little kind of square chest thing?
Yeah.
So they have the ability to eject. There's something on their chest that puts like a force field or something on them that allows them to survive in space for a certain amount of time, so they can get picked up and shit. So whether or
Actual
not
law.
this is the law. This is why he said it. I was always wondering why they wore that. Like, why wear helmets as well? Is one of my things. Like, if you get blown up, then you're dead.
Well, yeah,
I can understand it for the visors.
Yeah. Even the visors to an extent. I mean, they've got a massive screen. And nothing's getting in there, and they're in space.
Maybe it's just a fashion choice.
Yeah.
I look super cool with this fucking not special headgear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I suppose it's like wearing like headgear when you do something like bungee jumping. It's just like I'm just gonna. Yeah. If this rope snaps,
go head first anyway.
Yeah, exactly. If this rope snaps, this is gonna do very little. If anything, it's just gonna maybe capture parts of my brain, make a bit of.
It's just to keep it all together so they can identify you a little bit easier. Don't lose any teeth.
I feel it's just the illusion of safety, put the helmet on.
Yeah,
it's like cool. Yeah, someone shoots your X-Wing and blows up. You want to be wearing your helmet. I'm telling you. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. You don't want to go anywhere about that. Don't forget your goggles in space. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that'll do. Protect my eyes. All makes sense.
Stormtroopers got their own helmet. It's their own special helmets. We want ours.
That's true. Helmets that do nothing, apparently.
Yeah. What do the Stormtrooper helmets actually do apart from cover the face?
Yeah. If you've seen Rebels, they're just getting punched in the face and hit and stuff. It just knocks them out straight. Teddy bears can penetrate them. Yeah.
Rattles around that big metal thing. It's not going to help them out, is it?
It just does nothing. Yeah. What it does, I do not know. But nevertheless,
makes them more menacing.
So, anyways, they sent it to Stress Call. This is when we get our big Rebels cameo. So we get what's his name, Zeb? Yeah, Zeb. From Rebels in there as a CGI character, going, "Oh, it's a shame. I really hope that place would work out." And it was great to see him. I enjoyed seeing him. It was good to see him in a live action.
It's weird because it looks so good, like in comparison to a bunch of the stuff in other franchises, should we say, where like anything gets put on screen for longer than a couple of minutes, like longer than 10 seconds, you're like, yeah, it kind of looks a bit shitty now.
Yeah.
Like last time Marvel did it and you didn't go, well, that looks a bit shitty, it was probably, oh God, Endgame, maybe?
Yeah. I think WandaVision didn't look that bad. There wasn't great CGI scenes, but when it happened, it was okay.
Loki had some good CGI scenes.
Yeah, but he also had some really dodgy shit though.
Yeah,
like he was. I love Loki. I love that show, but it was very. Some of the stuff was like, no, bro, that don't work. But some of it looked incredible, and you're just like, it's a very pretty looking show. But
I must have blacked out the bad bits.
Yeah, I think Loki maybe in the bridge. Like they were like, okay, we're going to kind of ease you into the shit CGI now. So give me some great stuff, and we're going to give you some of the stuff that you guys are going to be getting. Like
after that, that's where like all the different production teams started getting ramped up, because they started putting out films at cinema, and the amount of TV shows they're putting out just means it's just watered down the amount of time that they get to work on stuff.
Yeah.
But everything Disney, Star Wars is still all in house still. All that stuff's still LucasArts, isn't it? Yeah. So they just work on one thing and make sure it looks perfect.
Yeah. And do you know this? I like this. It still looks beautiful. The Mandalorian. I feel like the more I watch this series, the more I feel like, things like the Marvel series franchise, like different episodes and series, it's just inexcusable. We know that Marvel stuff can look incredible, like really good. It just doesn't make, just even the Iron Man suit, even just them ramping up from like time and time again, it just still looks amazing. In the movies, it's just weird. It's weird. Like they've just gone back and they didn't think anyone would notice. But we
It's
know
either that they've gone back or they've just gone, we've got a deadline to it and we know we're going to make all the money anyway and anyone's going to buy it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
So
fucking matter at this
That's
point.
true.
Like,
That's true. Yeah.
they think they've got enough credit in the bank to be able to do what they want to do, Joe. Like, and if they produce a couple of stinkers, like they'll just go, oh, in 4 other films' time, we'll have to make sure we pull out a beauty. But like, they know that they can do it for 4 or 5 films in a row.
Yeah,
it feels like at the moment.
Yeah,
which is
the main problem with Disney at the minute, particularly where the Mandalorian's concerned, and I sent you a video on it a while ago, Nick, which again, making a play, leave Jon Favreau alone, let him do his shit. Stop interfering, Disney. And that's what they keep doing. They keep interfering. He was about to quit The Mandalorian during season 2. He was like, right, well, because he kept interfering with his story and everything. And he turned around and he was just like, right, piss off. I'm going to go work on Ahsoka. And then they got him to come back. And it's like, fine, I'll come back and do season 3, but you leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was like on the verge of quitting.
Yeah. They need to. He just said they were trying to pull it in just another weird direction, and it was just. And I think, you know, I don't know why they even try. Obviously, they've got the beats that they're trying to hit. They're looking at more from, I don't know, marketing than anything else. Like, what would work for the new rides that we're building in Disney? You know, what kind of things what have we got the materials for, and what can we use? So we need to have this and incorporate this in there somewhere, regardless of whether it works for the story or what can we push.
True, but at the same time, they've got to remember, if the fans aren't happy, you've got the main thing is to keep the fans happy, keep the fans watching. If the fans aren't happy, they ain't going to want to go Disneyland and ride on these rides. They want to go and see, like, what was it I saw the other day? Actually, it was earlier today. The Tatooine attraction, where it's actually they've built Tatooine and they've got stormtroopers walking along, and you like can walk through the streets and interact with them and everything, like you're actually on the planet. You know, if they keep pissing about and pissing off the fans, they're not going to get that. I'm not going to want to take my kids if they keep messing up, because I'm not going to let my kids watch such shite if it's crap.
That's true. Do you know what though? Having said that, even like they could put out the worst shit ever. If I said to Luke or Finn, "Oh, do you want to go to Disneyland so we can walk through Tatooine?" They'll be like, "Yeah." I'm sorry, they would. I don't think they give a fuck. I was like, "Yeah, but remember this last episode of Boba Fett? You know, a lot of it featured there, and that was pretty bad." Yeah, I know, but I get to see stormtroopers, and it's Disneyland. You know, let's go now. Yeah, and Disney know this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's just, and Disney know this as well, and I'd have to, because I really planted the seed. It's I guess out of spite, I would probably be like, no, we're not going there. We're going Alton Towers. There's nothing to do with Star Wars. I don't give a fuck. Alton Towers didn't break Boba Fett. So we're going there. But yeah, no, I get your point. It's just you're absolutely right. I suppose it's less because Tatooine is quite kind of more iconic to the original. So I guess if they built like I don't know, they did a new series and it was shit, and then they decided to make a ride or a whole kind of land based on this series, I think then probably people are like, they're not fast. You know, I'd rather go and see Donald Duck or something. You know,
yeah. I guess it's like you say, if you said it to your kids, they'd just be like, "We're going."
Regardless. Yeah, they'll hit Disneyland and Star Wars, and everything in between wouldn't matter. Everything in between is just me paying.
The principles would be out the window.
Yeah. I'll just be more annoyed because I'm going to a place that's put out things like Boba Fett. So I'll probably just have an argument with a stormtrooper. No, but do you think it's acceptable? Do you think it's acceptable what Disney did? And it's like, hey, he's still being character. I don't know who this Boba Fett is. No, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you about the show. What do you think? And then the guy's like, look, mate, come on. I can't do this.
Make a great character.
Yeah, exactly.
That would
just
be
make him
me.
a proper great character.
Yeah.
Just get kicked out of Disneyland.
I wonder if anyone's ever drop kicked one of them.
What, a stormtrooper?
Yeah, like you're telling me, if I had enough and someone went, "You ever felt like drop kicking a stormtrooper? There's your chance." Like some Australian has definitely thought about doing it.
Facts.
Why in Australia?
No, he's got a point. He's got a point.
Because they just like the crack. Like they're just up for it. Like, and the only way I can figure is who drinks like Mike? Australians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who would actually drop kick someone just for a laugh.
Australian.
Australians. And they're only there for a holiday as well, so it doesn't like if they get kicked out of the country, fuck it, it's the other side of the world.
I can
Doesn't
just
really
imagine, yeah, just like a few kind of Australian lads. They're just there with their mates. They've had one too many. They're now sick and tired of all the walking. They're about to leave. It's their last day. All their back luggage and shit are packed. And one of them just goes, "Hey, John, drop kick that stormtrooper." I mean, he'd fucking beer in hand. You know what I mean? He'll take
Full
a run.
pelt.
Yeah, full pelt. Yeah, exactly. Big jump and just drop kick him in his face. It'd be brilliant to watch. Amazing to see. And hats off.
And then we'll see if they get knocked out like actual stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Scientific as well as Vance.
No, yeah,
And a criminal charge.
It would be. So
Well, I just checked on YouTube and it's never happened.
right, Mike. We're going
On
to
it.
Disneyland. NG, pack your bags. Right, so
We're all getting kicked out of America.
That's if they
I'm
let us in to begin with.
I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. If I go once, witness Mike drop kick his stormtrooper, I've lived my life. I'm sorry, I've done everything I need to do in America. I have nothing else.
You're too famous.
No other reason to go America.
Yeah. You can imagine
Two
going
guns.
there, like just someone's like, "Oh, do you fancy going to the States?" I'm like, "Oh, I can't go there. Oh, no, can't go back. Let's go Mexico.
Can't go back.
Yeah, let's go Mexico or Canada. Yeah,
Canada's got an easy border to get over.
Yeah,
It's all right.
Yeah, we'll just go by Canada. Right. So, anyways, so Zeb's there. Anyways, the pilot flies off, goes to find Mando. Goes, "Listen, bro, you owe me." Mando's like, "Yeah, it's true, I do owe him. Don't kill him." They're like, "Fine, but now we've got to fucking move because now this guy's seen where we live. This is a whole thing." And the guy's like, "Yeah, don't worry, I won't tell anyone where you live, even though I know that you won't believe me." They're like, "Why the fuck did you come? Can you not just like hail me or something? Like, what the fuck?" Now you know that we all got to like recolonize. This is just very selfish, but nevertheless, he wants to save lives. So he fucks off. He's like, "Right, I've seen you. I'm not going to tell anyone, but you guys got to move. But now that you got to move, you might as well move there. It's all part of my plan." Mwahaha, and he flies off. And so Mando's like, "Listen, we've got to go. But, you know, we're Mandalorians, so let's just, like, help these guys out and then reclaim our land on the surface and not live underground like rats." And then, the guy is just like, "Why should we risk our lives?" And he gives this whole kind of negative speech. And he turns over, "Just kidding. Actually, no, yeah, let's help him because that's what we do."
I like that part of that.
Yeah.
I like that part because it was such the obvious thing coming. What was when he started it was like everyone's waiting for it. Come on, we know you're not going to be an actual bastard.
It's like, yeah, because you know he's just saved his son. Like literally, the last episode was him risking his life
after he had completely given up on him.
Yeah, exactly. Facts. It's like
he was
those
like,
things,
he's gone.
It's like it's like you know, you've gone for a job interview and you're like, "All right, okay, thanks," and you go to your mates, "Oh, guys," and they're like, "Yeah, fuck off. You know, you got the job." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I got the job." I was like, "Yeah, we know you did. Like, just get to the fucking point." That was that whole speech for me. Just get to the point. Why make so much drama, so much theatre? Very dramatic.
Mandalorians for you.
Mandalorians, yeah. So they go, "Right, okay, let's go." And the reason why I'm skipping past all this stuff is because I want to get to this bit that we're now at. So the Mandalorians are gearing up. They come up with their strategical plan. They're like, you know, "We're going to distract the fighters. You guys are going to drop in. You know, we're going to take out the big mothership while you guys take out all the guys underneath." And the whole setup for it, it reminded me of Aliens, you know, when they're getting ready to go on their V426, just like them like strapped in and then talking around. I was half expecting Hudson. They're like, "Oh yeah, here we go," you know, like strapping them in. Yeah, exactly. "We got big sticks, we got AKs, grenades." Just giving them the hype talk. Yeah, mate, just walking around. Everyone's like, "Yeah, express elevator hell going down." So, anyways, so they do it. They do the plan. So Mando distracts all the little fighters. Bo-Katan releases all of the Mandos. They all drop in, and this whole thing is like a game now for me. It's now gone to like COD. I mean, this is like a siege now. It's brilliant. Before that, we saw the pirates. They're inebriated. They're drinking, having a great time, making a mess of the place. You know, pushing waiters over because fuck it. we're obviously bad, and we're going to portray this in like the most obvious way. So this guy serving us drinks, this person that decided to stay and help you guys and give you guys food, is going to push him over because we're dickheads. So let's just do that, and we need to portray that we're dickheads as well. We're the bad guys. We're going to die, and we need you not to care about us. So that's what that was about, which I think executed perfectly. Yeah, we kind of hated them.
It worked.
Yeah, it definitely worked. So anyways, the Mandos drop in and they kick ass. I mean, they fuck shit up. I mean, this even before the massive guy comes in with a gun, even before the lady, what does Alan call a Tory bitch, come in with the hammers. They are literally dividing and conquering. They go in like 4 at a time, back to back, side by side. They're doing the grapple hook, they're doing the fire, they're just lasering folk. It is just incredible stuff, and it's brilliant. And the way they kind of go through the streets, they already know that like it's going to be an ambush, so they get behind things really quick. They don't get ambushed. They know that they're waiting for them, so they just start attacking straight away, and then they do actually get ambushed from behind. So then they shoot the guys from behind, and the massive guy comes in with the fucking, and it's just a whole big, amazing. The whole thing is just one giant battle, one big siege.
That's my favorite thing ever.
It was just brilliant. Just Mr. Big Dick. Here he is. Finally, I'm just coming in with my giant gun, and I'm just gonna fuck shit up. Probably took out some Mandalorians, to be honest. He didn't give a fuck. He was just laying waste. And it was brilliant. He was just, and he's just going for everything. And then that little sniper guy was there with like the serious hard bolts. They're like fucking armor piercing. One round of, and he takes a guy out. And then the guy's trying to shoot him, but he can't quite get to him. He's firing again. And then the lady comes up with her 2 little hammers, just takes everyone out. And he can't hear because he's firing at shit. And he kind of sneaks up behind her, despite all of his friends are crying for help and screaming. She's literally beating people up. And then she walks up behind him. We don't quite see him die. We just see him just go off the side, which is quite funny for a laugh, which was good. So they fuck shit up there. And meanwhile, aerial assault's going on. So like fucking Mando's going around, he's taking people out, and Bo-Katan's now joined him, and then Bo-Katan's gets aimed at by the pirates that have now diverted to go back to her, and someone's about to get her, and then Mando comes, and it's just an amazing scene. It's great times. I enjoyed it.
It was incredible. Like, it's only taken what 30-something years for me to get an actual Mandalorian raiding party like kind of thing on the go.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic.
Mate, best move, grapple hook, brought in, clothesline. Yeah.
I don't know. The part with the sniper rifle in the bird's nest reminded me a lot of Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
So I really like that end part, and then the part after with what is she called? The Tory cunt, right? So with her reminding me of like something like Old Boy or John Wick when she's just smashing fuck. It was top. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, it did,
all action all the time.
She was just everyone's just using guns and stuff. She just rocks up with her hammers and does the same amount of carnage. Brilliant stuff. Strategical. So that was all good. And then anyways, they saved the day. The pirates then retreat, and then all of the villagers are there, and they're like, we've got you, and then they surrender. And then what's the guy's name? Rocky.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, Carl Weathers is there. Like, you guys don't have to live underground anymore. You're now greeted as one of us. These are now the saviors, blah blah blah, and respected upon the land. And the Mandalorians give their salute. And then Tory bitch asked Bo-Katan to go and see her at the bottom, and she goes, "Take off your helmet." This is where I thought the lesbian scene was coming up, so I got very excited at this point. Alas, no.
Hey, it's Disney. They are very pro LGBTQ plus. So I could have seen it.
That was their chance. That was their chance. I was like, oh, here we fucking go. Now it's the best episode ever.
It's how they finished the season.
Yeah.
Din Djarin thinks he's gonna mac on with her with Bo-Katan, and then Bo-Katan's like, nah, I like the bronze-headed Viking lady who doesn't take the helmet off.
Yeah. Cute, hot, steamy, sex scene in the armory. So the thing's just clanging down, there's sparks going, lava dripping, just kind of pans to them just doing their things, helmets on. Great times. 25 minutes of it. Good stuff.
Sounds like something straight out of an 80s action film. I'm into it.
Yeah, just incredible. Tastefully done.
Tastefully, obviously. Just long shots, panning shots.
Yeah. Not too much because they can't kiss because they're wearing helmets, so it has to be a little bit animalistic.
But she'll have her helmet off.
Yeah.
She
she
the
will.
actual helmet.
Oh, mate, yes. Amy, you look like you have questions.
No.
Basically, when one person loves another person, they come together.
I got all that, Nick.
Oh, okay, cool.
I get all that. No,
Right,
I
okay.
was just thinking.
You imagine?
Yeah, like why have they agreed to do this? And why are these two doing this to me? That's probably why.
That's another episode of Mandalorian.
That was first, and then it was like, well, if they can't take off the helmet, and I really don't want to say, because we're live. I don't want to say what next.
Go on. So go on. What happens? So you said if they can't take off their helmets, we're with you.
Yeah. So
can't use a mouth. Is that what she's getting at?
Yeah, that's it.
How that mouth work? You'll never find out.
There's just like a little. They press a button, and then like a little comes out, and just enough of their tongue to fit out. And that's all you need.
She's forged her own weapons.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Make that. We'll watch it. It's probably out there already. I'll find it. Don't you worry.
Maybe I'm part of something in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. If not, I'll make it.
Okay, cool.
So anyways, she tells us to take off the helmet and nothing else, and says, you walk your way, and our way. You are like, in between us both. We want you to go and get more people that can, be neutral, and then let's bring all Mandalorians together in one amazing, brotherly.
And live on Mandalore.
Yeah, and live on Mandalore. And take it back from these people, that'd be great. All the Mandalorians come and then kill the villagers like the pirates couldn't, and take Mandalore back once and for all. Shoot Carl Weathers in the face. Great times. I'm here for that.
That's the twist. Mandalore is just a renaming of that planet to Mandalore.
Yeah, they just renamed that planet. Mandalore is like the people, not the planet. Yeah.
So like Asgard.
Yeah, like Asgard. So they just
real lazy with it.
Yeah.
Instead of being like a Death Star 2, they just called it Mandalore 2.
Like that is just super lazy writing. This is the point where they gave up. They just couldn't be fucked. What about
we need to think of a witty name.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have our little kind of like end credit scene type thing where the guy's flying back, job well done. I'm not going to go and help these people myself, but the Mandalorians will, so I'm just going to fuck off back to the tavern and get my beer pong back on. And then he sees like a ship, and the ship's all broken, and it's like floating there in space. And he's like, "Oh, what's this?" I'm not going to go myself, because it's space, and it's not like I can eject. So he's going to. So he sends a probe droid in to look in, and everyone's dead. But this is the carrier that was carrying Moff Gideon. And his body wasn't there, but they did find like a burn inside the actual ship itself, and the material
was Beskar.
So he goes, so Mandalorians did this?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bit at the end.
I don't think Mandalorians wouldn't leave Beskar behind. It's too valuable to them, even if it was just a little sliver. But all I got in this, when you see the ship from the outside, Jaws, with the boat. And then inside with when he sets the thing off and it goes across, it's Alien.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that is a great ending to this episode. Exactly. I've had a Jaws, no, I don't have had an Alien, not like
in a Star Wars film. Brilliant.
Yeah, like
wrapped up.
Stick them off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just incredible. Yeah. So what are we thinking that's about then?
So, at first I thought, is it going to be another crew of Mandalorians? But then I thought about it, like, no, Mandos wouldn't leave Steel behind. But then it's got to be something to do with the First Order or Thrawn, because all the Beskar steel was stolen off Mandalore, weren't it, Joe?
Yeah.
During the purging and stuff like that. So if there's all that Beskar out there still, and there's people that are using it what aren't particularly careful about it, makes me think it's everything in this is leading to the First Order, but it's got to be Thrawn as well, because he has been so many heavy nods to like Ezra and
Yeah.
everything what led up to Thrawn in Rebels is starting to happen in this again, which is also alluding to the cloning of Palpatine, which I'm surprisingly okay with. It's now my rage about that has subsided enough to forget about that film. I'm just really fucking enjoying this. And if they retcon that film, brilliant. Like, if it'd be top, it'd be great for me. But
it'll be unlocked to then once again be watchable, which is plus. Yeah. What about you, anime?
Dude, I agree with what Mike said. If they do a Rogue One with the Mandalorian for those films, then that brings a lot of that will bring back some forgiveness. The other week, not the last week, the week before, you saw the space whales that took Thrawn and Ezra away. They were shown. So I do think it's all leading to General I can't even say his name. Is it Thrawn?
Thrawn, yeah.
Thrawn. So I do think it's all leading to that. And then we've got Ahsoka coming. So, yeah.
It all fitted nicely.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of nods, and then we saw Jeb in there as well. So, a lot of it's kind of Rebels. There's a heavy kind of Rebels kind of theme going on.
How many of the Rebels are people in Rebels have we actually had now? So have we just got Ezra and Sabine left?
What to see?
Yeah.
What or alive?
No, in the season, because we've had Zeb. Like, we know we're getting Ahsoka at some point.
Yeah.
But if they're tying all these together, they've got to start dropping them all in fairly soon.
I think we're more than like Sabine fits the bill, doesn't she? Obviously. So I feel like she's the one that we're probably going to see next, or it's going to end with. Because
with him being Mandalorians,
it just makes sense. Yeah.
I've not heard any casting rumors or anything in regards to Sabine, but I would absolutely, and forgive the way I'm going to put this, I'd buzz my tits off if she appeared on the last episode. Even if it's just like a brief second, I will absolutely be buzzing, because it's like.
Do you think they're going to go Luke with it again though? Like they're in an impossible situation and then she comes and saves the day, like her reveal.
No, because the whole Luke thing's been done now. We've seen that Grogu's left him. He's off doing probably training Leia or whatever.
I just mean the reveal, like the big character. This is look at this, because Luke had the amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping it's Sabine that they do that with Sabine. That or it's going to be General Thrawn.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess.
Yeah,
I feel like they'll go big bad instead of big good this time. Like. Got to mix it up a little bit.
With Moff Gideon in there as well, because we've got to feel the last stages of this, it's going to be all about Moff Gideon, or it's going to set up for next season, Moff Gideon.
Yeah. Or Thrawn killing Moff Gideon or something. He rescued him to kill him himself. It sounds something sinister like that he'd do.
Well, I feel like Thrawn probably would have captured him to get more information off him.
Yeah.
But I just can't see it being for nothing. Like it's there for a purpose, but I don't think it's
or for just rescuing him, for the as a kind heart. He's done it for a reason. He's a purpose
but it's from, so it's not going to be what everyone predicting, because he's a fucking genius, isn't it? Like he's
fucking
wild cunt.
evil person. But yeah, mate, did you like how I got through that episode, by the way? I feel like it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I even remember the little cutscene as well. It was all coming back to me. Yeah. So, what did we think of this? Thanks. I have to blame a trumpet sometimes. I need to big myself up. Thank you. Nice one.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Brilliant. I can sleep well at night tonight. Fuck Alan, I'll be doing it from now on. I'll take his.
Don't know about that, but okay.
Alan 100% would have remembered more shit than me. I don't know if I missed anything, but I picked up all the stuff that I remembered.
I think you've hit all the major beats from it. To be honest,
Yeah.
What did we think? As this episode, in comparison to the others.
I enjoyed it. I thought it could have been better, and then we got to that last act with it started with that fight onwards, and I thought that was incredible. Like the last act of that was top. I feel like it's the same with a lot of Mandalorian episodes. It can sometimes start off a little bit slow and a bit ropey, and you're like, oh, where's this going? And then it'll start kicking through the gears as it goes up, and it ramp up really quick at the end. It's not predictable to what way it's going to be doing that still to me. Like I still every episode I'll be like, right, I can sit down, I know I've got like a minute or two, get my bearings, and then I'll just expect it to run away from me until the very end of the episode, and the time flies during it as well.
Yeah, it really does.
The pacing is one of the much improved things of this show, I feel. Like the first season, because it was doing a lot of legwork, felt a little spotty at times, but as it's progressed, and then you have Boba Fett, which was a piece of shit, and the timing was completely fucking wrong. The pacing was all over the place. But this one again is getting back to that point where I'm like, oh no, I'm in a rhythm now. I get it. Like it doesn't set the world alight with it trying to be all over the place with its timings and its choices. It's more linear than I thought it was going to be. Like it's very much A to B.
Yeah.
Just get as much in that point as you can, and then it's not jumping around too much, so you have to remember stuff to recall it back. Which makes it a very easy watch, which is probably why I'm enjoying it so much, because it is a weekly thing. I don't have to remember. If I don't remember to watch last week's episode before this week's episode, I'm not going to remember. It's like when I first started watching Game of Thrones, because I never read any of the books, and it was just a lot of fucking names, and I was just like, I do not remember any of these cunts. And it was like that. It's like that for about 3 seasons, where the names are just like, but it doesn't happen in this.
Yeah.
Like I can remember everything, and I don't have to go back to remember what's happened. And even that little recap what you get before, it doesn't touch on everything, but it starts off, and that's why I feel like it does start that little bit slower, so you get your bearings before it starts ramping up. Enjoyable.
The recap from this episode was from season 2, wasn't it? So so it's just it's like this is the stuff that you need to see, and this is this.
If it's a callback, it's going to be in that 20 seconds beforehand, and it'd be enough like you can remember everything, because it's not a show what's jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's fair.
Yeah, like with Game of Thrones, you're in the south, you're in the north, you're in the other country, you're in the Midlands.
You're every fucking where.
So it did make it hard to somewhat keep up because of the pace and the fact that you're everywhere.
And everyone's just filthy. Everyone's filthy, all wearing like metal, and I was just like, y'all look the same. What the fuck's going on? But yeah, it took like seasons for me to get it. Like, I recognise faces, but it was like House of, and I was like,
it didn't make more sense when people just started being killed off. So you just don't have to remember.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have to worry about them. What?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
as soon as the red wedding happened, I was like, thank fuck. Half of everyone's gone. Don't have to worry about any cunt now.
Yeah.
Top.
Brilliant. Yeah. Another one of them, you'd have been spot on, wouldn't you? Another red wedding, another kind of mass genocide. Yeah, you'd have been spot on. Yeah, fair enough.
No, we had the purple wedding. When Joffrey dies.
Oh, yeah.
I just call that the Joffrey death. I don't even know it was called the...
Yeah,
I didn't know.
It's called the purple wedding because he turns purple.
Purple, yeah.
It's They're forever known as the Purple Wedding.
I didn't know that, but I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him dying.
Oh yeah, I don't think there was anyone that was kind of like, no, Joffrey's died.
Yeah, he's annoying.
Yeah.
He was a prick. He was what I imagine every member of a royal family actually is. That is, in my head, what every member of every royal family actually is.
Yeah. That's why everyone was happy when he died. Just saying.
The same.
Yeah.
Right,
God rest the Queen. We are
Lizard.
should we go to talk about episode? Should we wait for Alan for a bit, or should we just go straight in with episode 6 and then he can get back?
Should we talk about? Let's talk about Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah, because we've all watched that, and we don't really care about what Alan's going to say about that, because he'll get to have his next vent when it comes on anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
You never know. He might just introduce himself by saying Blue Beetle is the wackiest thing ever. You never know.
You just never know. You
just never know.
That'll be his explanation for it.
Well, after watching the trailers, and I'm going to get in there before Alan comes on and says it, I do like how they've kept him and his character design, everything they've kept close to Young Justice.
Uh-huh.
The anime.
Yeah.
Did you ever? No.
Yes. Yeah, I did.
No, I'm not watched it.
It's good. It's like about like the sidekicks of like the Justice League, all creating their own team. But as I say, I was watching the trailer earlier, and it just gave me like Young Justice vibes, and I was like, yay! And I like it when DC do stick close to their animated features, because so far they've been the dogs compared to the. And I'm sorry, Zack Snyder, if you ever see this, but you know the animateds are far better. The DC, what's it called, Nick? You know this one.
What?
The animated ones.
DC Universe.
Is it the DCAU?
No.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I think it's the animated universe.
DC animated. Yeah, the DC animated universe are better than just the DC universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even just like the whole story plots around the characters and everything, it's just far better than anything live action we've had.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. So I mean, a lot of it's really like Batman has Head and Shoulders just been the forefront, the actual staple of the DC animated series, like from like Batman and Robin to like Batman versus Robin, to just everything. Hush, just even the Justice League, even the
Apocalypse.
I was going to say even the fucking Suicide Squad. Animations have been so much better than the actual films. It's just that I prefer watching like Batman I was watching Hush the other day, and Batman is just an absolute badass in these animations. You just don't fuck with him at all. He's just a fucking god. He's brutal. Absolutely.
But his
brutal.
whole team is, even his son Damien's just like
when they introduced Damien,
little psycho.
In Batman versus Robin, like my favorite Damien line was when he like kicks a shit out of like a bad guy, and he just goes and literally this guy's like broken bones, everything, and then he goes, "Now get up so I can hurt you again." And it's just like, for fuck's sake. But he's just like a little shit, and he's brilliant. He's badass. Like Nightwing takes him out, but he's left very hurt. Like he's got like cuts, and because Damien has a sword, so he just has like cuts and slits all over the place. But he managed to like subdue him, and he's just tied up on this lamppost, like okay, and like Nightwing's like fucking bleeding out. But it's brilliant. Yeah, Damien's awesome. If they ever bring him into the DC universe, they'll need to do him justice, because they need to show him how brutal he is, because he just wants to kill people. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Trained by assassins, absolute menace. But I am worried that they would never actually do it properly.
I don't think they could. I don't know if they do, it would have to be really dark. Like they'd have to make.
It'd have to be like an Uber 18, like stupidly violent, but then try to get that into cinemas. Like, I think people will go and watch it because people like seeing kids commit acts of violence. Yeah. We all know this. But will parents will be happy about this coming
No.
out, which I
But
don't
it's
feel
still
like.
Batman, I think more and more they're you're kind of expecting I remember this happened with Tim Burton's Batman. What was the second one?
Forever.
No, that was the third one. What was the second Batman?
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. Yeah. With Batman Returns, I remember like a lot of audiences complaining because all the kids were kicking off because they couldn't go and see it because it was a 15 and it was really violent and it didn't much action. It was just more of kind of a really kind of dark noir story, and it was a bit obscure. Yeah, so like the audience, I remember the audiences hated it, but because Batman, at the time, like what we had for live action was no, we had that, and then and then we had the animation, obviously, which kind of I said it, no. And then we had the animation, which was like primarily kids. Even only the comics were really quite dark, but it was it was comics, just whatever.
But this is the thing. Fair enough. It's a comic. It's same like with animation. It can be dark because it's not real and it's drawn. But at the same time, you've got to look at like you watch Tim Burton's Batman from the 1990s, 1980s, and you're like, it's not that violent compared to what we have today, like the Batman with Robert Pattinson. The standards are different now to what we do expose and what the ratings are set for movies.
Yeah.
Look at Game of Thrones. Some of those episodes, only some episodes and some seasons. And again, I hate that I'm using Game of Thrones as a reference, but but some episodes are 15s, and the sex and violence and the language. I mean, I've never watched a program with so much so much use of the word cunt in my days until I watched Game of Thrones, and it's like, oh, I guess it's just normal vocabulary.
Yeah.
But it's.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but the standards are different now. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original from the 70s. I remember my mum saying how she had to leave the room because she couldn't watch it. And then I watched it years later. After watching the remake, I watched the original, and I was just like, Mum, how the hell did you find that so scary? With the worst mask and the worst chainsaw. And at the end, he's going, woo, with the chainsaw. And I'm thinking, that's not really scary, Mum.
Yeah.
How can you? Yeah. So, again, the standards are different. I think for the DCEU, if they ever really want to do it justice, they have to go as adult and as dark as they can with it, where the violence and I won't say the language, but where the violence is concerned.
Yeah, I think so. I think the difference though between Batman and Game of Thrones is Game of Thrones was like Batman, like especially Batman was featured for kids. A lot of the merchandise was Batman toys, and action figures and flipping. I had Batman curtains and a clock and things like that. So when the movie comes out, kids are naturally going to be drawn to it. They're great, Batman film.
But then we've got the animated versions for that, not like the ones that we watch, the DCAU, but like Batman, the Brave and the Bold that gets put on Saturday mornings. The Saturday morning stuff. Leave them with that.
Just Batman, but that was incredible. Like in the 90s, Batman. It was fantastic. What are you talking about? Mark Hamill's Joker is arguably the best Joker in my eyes.
But what was that futuristic one called?
Batman Beyond.
That was pretty dark for kids.
Batman Beyond was really dark. I liked it though. That was more of a noir story. I really enjoyed Batman Beyond. Again, still waiting for it to happen.
It was okay. I mean, we'd come home after school and it'd be on ITV and watch it, but and I do feel it was quite dark for what it was, but I don't know. But I am looking forward to Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I always said, when they first announced Blue Beetle, I said to the guys in the chat, what I don't want from this before we've seen the trailers and stuff, I said, what I don't want is this origin story where, because I know Blue Beetle's background and stuff, and I know that it's like Venom. It's like a symbiote creature that gives him his powers that he needs to kind of adapt with, so they become one, so they can he can utilize the powers when he wants to, but then be a kid when he needs to. And what I don't want is the origin story with him having to do that, because we get it so many times. Spider-Man getting used to his powers, Iron Man getting used to the suit, just everything. It's just they're not quite ready, and they're kind of leading up to it. We're seeing all of that. For me, it's just a bit boring now. It could be anything. For me, it's just another thing, but the same story. This kid, he's maybe not successful, perhaps a bit of a loser. What we got from the trailer kind of ticked all those boxes for me. It's probably some love interest that he can't get or something. It's just the same thing with every time. And then this amazing thing happens, and he gets this power, and it's just Mike's decided to go.
I'm all for origin stories though, with a character I don't know that well, like Shang-Chi, for example. Never even heard of it until it come out. Didn't even bother doing any research. It's Marvel. I just thought it'll be all right.
But the difference between Shang-Chi and this, though, is Shang-Chi really could kick ass. Like, he really knew how to fight. It wasn't Shang-Chi coming to grips with, it was more of him coming to grips with his past than it was him learning this new power. I feel like...
but we see how he gets the power as well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine if you don't know the character. But it's like, we take Spider-Man, for example. It's been done 3 times. It's the same story, different face. Don't need it. Like when you do Fantastic Four, again, don't need an origin story, just crack on.
Mike, your earphones.
You're being a shit.
But you're right. It was you're right. Yeah, we just I guess because they're popular characters, so we've seen it before. I guess I understand what you mean by not doing the origin story again with popular characters, but with new characters, then potentially. All right.
Hi.
So we've got I Am Droid joining us.
Yeah.
Hi there. You're right, Droid.
Yeah, I'm good, man. You?
Yeah, very well, thank you. We're talking about Blue Beetle at the moment. So I've done the recap for episode 5 of The Mandalorian. So that's already covered. We'll let you do the recap for episode 6 of The Mandalorian, but we decided to wait for you until you got back, because I think there was some controversy with you and Mike in regards to how you saw this, so that would be interesting. Yes.
One sec, I'll be back.
Okay. But yeah, Blue Beetle at the moment. So NG saying that all in all, NG, so you're getting it.
Sorry, go on, Matt. Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I was just saying, from watching the trailer, I was getting a bit of Young Justice vibes in regards to the character that they were keeping close to the anime or animation.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. I don't know. Steve.
I feel like Blue Beetle looks like. I feel like he just looks like. I think they stayed true to the character. I've seen him in lots of things. So he's in a lot. He's in a few of the animations. So the New Titans, or something that it's called, with when Damien leads the Teen Titans. He's in the I can't remember what it's called. The DC game I've got, League of Justice, maybe it's called. Or Unjustice, maybe. Injustice. So Unjustice, I think it is. Yeah. Is it Injustice? Is it Injustice, maybe? Yeah. So yeah, with all the DC characters, it's like a DC Mortal Kombat, basically.
Yeah, it is, but a bit shit.
Yeah, a bit shit. But but he's in that, and he looks like he is in that as well. So I know his backstory, and I know quite a lot about him. I think they like, when I saw it, when the suit came on, it did look good. I thought it was impressive. But at the same time, for me, like, when I watched the trailer, I wasn't amazed by it. I was just like, origin story again. I'm getting Spider-Man when he first got his powers, meets Iron Man when he first used the suit. It's just all of it. And for me, the character as well, is, despite being Miguel, my guy, Cobra Kai. Exactly. First Cobra Kai champion. The
only legitimate Cobra Kai champion.
Yeah, the legitimate Cobra Kai champion. Yeah. I don't think he was, but in this series he was. the first one.
Just in general life, he's the only credible champion that they have got in that entire show.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah. We all root for Miguel because he's just awesome. He kicks ass.
He's the heart of that show.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're going to get to that in a second. I feel like this is coming on to a bone that Mike would like to pick with you in just a moment, Alan. Just after this,
I love
it. We'll get to that in a second. Mike announced himself as the ultimate disrespected colleague, and
accurate.
Yeah. And I'm beginning to see why. But yeah, the other issues that I had with with Blue Beetle was it got a little bit Power Rangers at the end. You only got the big sword, and he did the little kind of stance. I was just like, I was impressed when the sword morphed, and then when he did that kind of I'm ready. It kind of just reminded me of the Power Rangers a lot, which I'm not too sure where I stand with that. I was like, from the action sequences that they gave us, it actually did look pretty badass. I think it generally looked good. The CGI looked good in it with the bus scene and such, and even the suit itself looked pretty cool. But everything else, I feel like this is going to be, for me, it's going to be a kind of late second to third actor. This is when I'm going to enjoy it, and I just hope there's enough action sequences to keep me interested, because I know that the story is not going to do anything for me. I've seen it all before. Probably lose the guy, can't get a job, love interest. Loves his family love him, so great family dynamic. These are the people he cares about. One of them's going to die. This is going to be his motivation. He's going to try and come to grips with this thing constantly. He's going to do something stupid and embarrassing and comic at school, where the Beetle's going to come out in the middle of the class or at work or something stupid, and he can't control it. Something like that is going to happen. It's inevitable, which I guess is fine. They're telling a story. I'm not, again, I think it's boring because it always happens. If they kind of lean towards that and they go somewhere completely different, things that I'm just not expecting, then I'll be happy. I'll be genuinely satisfied. And I think it's easy to do that because they just have to kind of stray off the track a little bit, and it will be different to what we always get. But I don't think they will. And I do think I'm going to enjoy the fight scenes and that
spectacle.
Yeah.
It felt to me like, it felt like a lot of the trailer was the first act. I don't think we've seen anything past the first act, which is unusual for DC to do. And unusual.
Oh, we definitely have with the sword and stuff. That's definitely.
Maybe, but only little bits. We've not seen any of the big baddies, I don't think, and stuff like that.
We saw that guy, that one guy. He says something when he's in the truck or something. I don't know.
I hated how much I liked it, if that makes sense, because it does feel like they've very much gone through a bunch of films and just cherry picked loads of different feels. So it felt very Shang-Chi. It felt very Shazam, but in a good way, not in a shit way. It did feel very Power Rangers. I got a big Guy of a Dark Hero vibe from it. Like it felt like they'd just gone mad and gone, oh, this is all the stuff that we like, and just put it in a fucking pot and shook it up, and Blue Beetle come out.
Amy looks like she might disagree with us.
But again, not in a bad way, because I'm actually genuinely excited for it.
It's the guy. It's the guy of a vibe. I mean, again, as a massive anime fan,
Let's not hate on that though. Let's be fair and reasonable people.
What don't you like about that Guyver statement?
Because the film was so bad.
No, it's not. It's fucking incredible. The next thing you know, you'll be saying Mortal Kombat was bad, or that fucking, or that you don't like the original Mortal Kombat, when we all know it's a fucking classic. You'll be saying
the original Mortal Kombat's a classic. Mortal Kombat 2 Annihilation. Let's not go there. The new Mortal Kombat. Sorry, Mike. I love it. But guys,
why are you talking about Annihilation? We got Cyrax. What more do you want?
A lot more. I wanted a lot more than what we got.
The fans asked for Cyrax, and the film provided. What do you not get?
You know what I got from that? Mortal Kombat Annihilation. You know what I got? Spaceballs. That's how I felt about it.
You're saying things that are great.
What's wrong with Spaceballs?
I'm sorry.
Nothing's wrong with Spaceballs,
but
but
saying,
Spaceballs.
I didn't like that film because it was too much like The Princess Bride, or I didn't like that because it was too much like Life of Brian. Stop it, Amy. Stop throwing decent films as an argument as to why something's shit. Driver, Dark Hero, is a fucking quality film. And I will fight anyone that says otherwise. It's fantastic.
Have you ever watched the anime?
I've seen the anime. The anime is great as well, but it's not a patch on the fucking full-on.
The film's not a patch on the anime.
Practical
I mean,
practical,
I know.
Practical
I mean, Guyver is a film that definitely needs a reboot. It definitely needs a massive reboot. And
why would you touch a classic? Stop it, Amy. You're one of these people that want the reboot of like fucking Dirty Dancing or something like. Do you know?
No.
It's perfect as it is. Just enjoy what you've got. It's the next thing you know. People are going to be saying wild shit like National Treasure isn't good. It's fucking crazy. Stop it.
So all I got. Do you remember the animated series, The Tick? And it was brought out as a live action. So it's Tick meets Gundam. That's what the show is.
Tick.
What?
I didn't watch the live action Tick, and I'm sad about that.
Patrick Warburton plays him, and he's pretty much a perfect casting because he's a fucking unit, and he has that. Joe, that's that confident air that you get of being a fucking unit, but he's also a little bit, dumb.
Amy, what is upsetting you now?
Nothing. I'm not upset. I'm just curious where the Gundam part you're feeling, Mike.
Be careful when you talk about anime or anything like.
Oh no! It's the part when you say Power Rangers.
Like you guys need to be careful now. You can't just say
when people have said Power Rangers, I've got to what Power Rangers is influenced by, which is Gundam.
Actually, no. Just little fact. Voltron was the influence of Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Same fucking thing. Same fucking robots.
Are they robots? Do they
robots? Badly done.
Do they have swords? Are they robots with swords? Yes. Yeah. Let's just wind it in a bit, Amy. Just wind it in a bit. So we're going to. No, but I do agree. I actually agree with Amy with a lot of what she said. It's just funny to listen to Alan argue the point because let's face it. But Alan's stuck in the past. He's at that age.
I'm with you, Alan.
With all the years that I've known you guys as well, especially you, Alan, because I think out of the three of us, I've known Alan the longest. We've never actually had this sort of like disagreement in regards to like a program before.
No, it's National fucking Treasure. National Treasure has shat on his mind and it's warped everything that he sees good.
No,
literally, yes, it has. It has literally buried the seed.
Coming over to the right side, the mic side.
I have Diver many times in the past. Go back, watch the clips. There's definitely references in there to Diver Dark Hero because I fucking love that film.
Amy, do you know what you need to watch? You need to go and watch the episode where we do a Mortal Kombat casting for the first time. You need to hear what Alan says about that. I mean, he's. Did we not pull it out?
Did we put it out?
I might have to do it.
You spent 2 hours calling me racist, and that is absolutely not what I was thinking.
Oh, did you ask not to pull it out? Because it's probably yeah. I know that I wanted to pull it out. I'm sure you must have told us not to.
No, in fairness, I feel like you didn't want to put your reputation on the line because it was fucking wild.
I'm sure we did this. I'm sure we did pull it out. Our casting. I'm
gonna
double check.
No, we did it. I think we did a second casting.
Maybe
like soft casting on.
Amy, all I'm going to say was this thing was like Alan literally got his cast and poured bleach over it. I mean, it was white. I mean, it was whitewashed. It was sponsored by. It was sponsored by Colgate. It was bad.
I have a new one for you. It's a bit of news which I was waiting for Alan to actually say. Have you heard of the new reboot that's coming along? Street Fighter 2.
Yes.
I saw it the other day, but I thought it was bollocks. But then
Legendary Entertainment.
They put the cast of the original Street Fighter movie there and said, "Yeah, coming new Street Fighter reboot."
What, they're doing it with the same cast?
No.
Van Damme and Mando and all the other shit that was in it.
Oh, good God, no. They're not, thank God.
We can only wish and hope.
They're human beings, Alan, and the other shit that was in it.
If he was in that film, it's fucking AIDS. It's awful.
But let's face it, you don't get more whitewashed than Street Fighter movie.
That is just... I don't know what they did with that.
No.
I do. They took a lot of drugs, and I mean a lot. And if I'm saying it's a lot, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's not a normal size quantity. That's
and
too
then they were
much.
just like, who would be good for this role? Who would be good for that role?
John Claude, and just went, right, so I don't even know any other actors. That's what
The
he's
guy
saying.
from Adam's Family played Gomez as Bison.
Yeah, and Bison.
Kylie Minogue's cameo, an
He wasn't-
Australian playing
He
a
wasn't
Brit.
the worst. He wasn't the worst then Bison.
It wasn't even
But
the
he was-
Australian playing the Brit. It was the guy from Belgium, the ballet dancer from Belgium playing fucking Colonel Guile. No, it was the choices that they made with Blanca. It was just fucking horrific. Like Blanca looked like Lou Ferrigno in The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, just a guy with green
Bad.
hair.
It was bad.
Not like an absolute animal or a beast.
Which is worse.
The fact is, they were like, okay, we're going to cast Van Damme, but okay, now we need to make it about him. So let's just like take everything away from everyone's favorite Street Fighter character, which is Ryu, and let's just make it about Guile. And I was like, who gives a fuck?
You say
It was like Guy was played by the like he's like your weird mate that came around, and everyone's either Ryu or Ken or Chung Li, and then your weird mate would come around and was like, oh yeah, I'm Guile, and it's like, and he'll be outcasted. He'd be like, dickhead, why are you picking that prick? Fucking Sonic Boom, suck my dick. It's Ryu, and then you just 20 combo him and then send him home crying because he was a dickhead for picking Guile, and they decided to make him the main character. Facts. See, there he is. That was the dickhead. He was the one, mate. You must have experienced this multiple occasions, man.
Hey, I always play with Dalton. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, yeah,
Easy. Nah, Eddie Honda all the way. Big fat guy with a load of slaps on it.
I get it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't fine. It just wasn't Guile. And I don't mind him in the games, but it was just not the main character. And the fact that they decided to, the fact that they need, because they're like, well,
it's America though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
America's got to be about America
play
first.
Ryu? Can he play Ryu? No, okay, let's make Van Damme Ken and then make it about Ken. I was like, well, no, because Ken's just a watered down version of Ryu.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, right, well, then we can't make it either.
Ken, no. Who's that guy who played as Ken? Who is that person? No,
I didn't mind Ken, to be honest. It wasn't that bad. I played with Ken over.
I just thought he was the guy from around the corner, Ken. Hey, we had some mentals walking around in like geese and shit like that. But it was that
in a full red gi.
Full red gi, headband, bottle of White Lightning in one hand, bottle of MD 2020 in the other.
An air like he's fucking Ric Flair.
Wooing everywhere as well.
That sounds like good times. It sounds like good times.
Welcome to Swindon.
I have nothing bad to say about that person at all.
No.
Like, fair enough.
Damien Chapper. Never heard of him.
I don't know who that was. What are we talking about?
That was the guy that played Ken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He just looked like a really kind of 90s like suit
Ken
wearing
doll.
dude. He just stupid high. I remember him wearing a suit and his
Just shit.
like fucking
Just all.
Yeah, it's just bad. Yeah, this is a bad film. There's no redeeming quality of that film at all.
No.
But anyways,
You mean apart from it being great?
what, Street Fighter?
Incredible.
He's fucking about on this one. This is Mike. This is Mike trying to be a.
This is Mike trying to get you to the. This is the end game. This is the end game. This is what more of what National Treasure will do to you. It will get you enjoying shit like Street Fighter.
I mean, look at that. Look
In
at
all
that.
fairness,
That
I like
punch,
Street
man.
Fighter first.
Look at that. Look at that. Nice. Great work. Well done.
Okay, so what's worse then? That Street Fighter film or the Super Mario Brothers?
Oh. I would say Super Mario Brothers as well, because at least the Street Fighter was about fighting and it still featured some of the characters in it. Like, I don't know what that Super Mario Brothers film was about. I just know. I don't know. Did they go back in time, forward in time? I don't know.
To a
I
different
really don't know what
universe.
happened. I just don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It had nothing to do with Mario. It was nothing at all.
That's all.
It
Can I
was
I
just
don't
really-
say-
remember it.
Zangief looks like a bad nonce, you know.
I'm getting the word nonce.
Nonce. Bad. It's not okay.
Right then. Okay, so that was Blue Beetle. So
We digress.
have you all seen the Spider-Verse trailer?
Oh, mate.
What's up, Danger? What we saying?
Can't
It
wait.
It looks fucking incredible. I'm
Do
so
we think that some of the things that made the first Spider-Verse really unique was the animation style in it? It was, dare I say, like one of the very few times we've seen anything. It was like, it's definitely the first time we've seen it so successfully done, that kind of comic to kind of CGI to just kind of drawn animation put on there, and for it to work and blend so well. Now that it's happening again, do you think that's going to take anything away from this movie?
No.
It's just going to show how shit that other film looks. What we looked at a couple of weeks ago.
What one?
I can't fucking remember, but I was the only one who said, "Oh, I don't like it." But you were saying you like the animation style and stuff.
Oh, it was
Wasn't it the Puss in Boots?
no,
No.
no. I'd said that they'd done it in Puss.
Oh, Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just going to make the Turtles film look like a bag of shit, which
Seth
I'm all for.
Rogen's Turtles. Have you seen the trailer for that? NG, you look confused.
Never even heard of
This was
Seth
this was
Rogen
like,
doing a Turtles. What, like
Yeah,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or just
Yeah.
Turtles?
yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
No, it's
Seth
just
Rogen.
the Turtles.
Stoned with an aquarium.
I was really
Hey,
hoping.
Seth Rogen gave a sausage party, so you never know with him.
I
I'd
was
watch
really
it out
hoping
that
that
Turtles film.
you guys would just let that go. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh no, then they're going to expand on this. I was going to try and quickly jump in there and change the subject, but no, they got there too quick. I'm sorry, NG. I tried to save you. Yeah, I could just tell. I was like,
That's what
like
I'm
when,
here to
when
say.
you were just like, oh, just turtles. I was like, ah, shit.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
She done it.
Yeah. No, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this was like a whole thing on the week before last, or the week before that, because you was on the week before last. So the week before you was on, we did a little kind of section on that, just how it looks and what we thought of it. There was some, for me, mate, it's funny. It is fucking funny. I
No,
don't know why. I don't know why. I told you I can't explain it. I've already told you. I'm
You're
not going to say it
12.
again. I'm not going to say it again.
because you're 12.
It's funny. It's
We're
funny.
13.
Nick,
It's obvious.
so just for perspective, Nick really liked it in terms of he laughed a couple of times in the trailer. Mike did not like it, and I was kind of meh about it. It absolutely didn't make me laugh at a single point. I didn't even get a smirk out of me.
Yeah, it made me laugh.
It was not funny.
But the Spider-Man one made me laugh.
Spider-Man one looks fucking sick. To be fair,
What
I
was
don't
funny in the
remember anything
Spider-Man one?
so exciting.
The Spot.
The
Oh,
boxes
yeah.
are falling out.
It's just that naturally funny, where it's not. It doesn't seem like it's a triad. Like it feels because they've already got a film underneath it. It feels like they probably got a bit more confidence in what they can do and get away with, and it's not trying to be as wacky and zany.
What is this?
Who is? Where? That's the third one.
This is
Take
coming
all
out.
the money away and give it to
Yeah.
What?
I thought we should just give them a timeout. I've tried to block them already, but like they keep...
No, what is it saying?
Come on.
I'm not going to pull it up again because it's definitely like spam.
Send him the StreamYard link.
Yeah, jump on. Let us know. Yeah.
Tell us the truth, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I'll get bored with the animation because I think they're going to switch it up in this film. With it going into the Spider-Verse, it's gonna flick through a few different animation styles. I feel throughout the course.
Yeah.
Of you know, like in Multiverse when they have that bit where it goes through like the paint planet, the paint universe, and all that sort of shit. I think they're going to do that, but good. And spend like a bit of time in the different sort of universes and under different animation styles.
Anime universe.
Yeah,
You're probably gonna get it.
If they went to her universe from the first film, and I'd be cool with that. It looked fucking sick.
Look, stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
But probably dead morose and dark and horrible. Kind of into
violent.
My favorite Spider-Man is Spider-Man Noir. Because I really want him to just spend a bunch of time there or just do a whole film about him because he and my guy Nick Cage is I am turning into you.
The evidence speaks.
Just realised.
Just said
my guy Nick Cage.
I've fully been indoctrinated into the cult of Mike.
Give it a month, and he's gonna be. Do you know what? Rewatch Street Fighter. Not too bad.
You know what? I've just had an
Israel.
image of Alan and Mike in the car doing the Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage scene where they're high off their heads, and Alan's looking at Mike being like, "I'm turning into you," and Mike's like, "Pedro Pascal."
That'd
make Mickey happy.
Absolutely. Like speaking of which, so what were we talking about? So yeah, Spider-Verse. We're all keen on. Looks good.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing it. I feel like it's going to be really good. But let's get on to So Mike, what's happened? Talk to us about how you've been disrespected this week.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Right. Like one of my friends turned up and then left and wasn't my friend anymore. And this was in its place, wrapped around my wife.
Who would do that?
Yeah.
Who would do that?
Who would do that to a colleague and friend?
I don't know.
Apart from me and Nick, maybe you. Giant piece of shit.
Don't know what you mean.
It wasn't me.
No.
Oh, you got the red baby as well.
So what I did was I made a trade.
We've got 2 red babies.
No.
Oh, how many?
How many did they make that night, Mike?
Just these.
These are Vicky's, and I can't remember how many actually got made. Maybe another 4.
How many? Like, so is this not a good thing? Are they just now not out of your house? So that's.
Oh yeah, they are. But it also gives Vicky another excuse to perfect a technique.
And make more. Maybe life size.
Like a life-size one. That's what I'm worried about. I'm going to come in one day and he's going to be a life-size Pedro Pascal made out of fucking mouldy bread.
So they are all alone.
As long as it looks like Pedro Pascal, that's okay.
I'm not sure.
The one that was on the table when they started making them was very creepy.
I'm not sure. It's super. He's got his likeness down to it.
It reminds me of that film I mentioned it that night. They were making them that film where they sort of like look like Cabbage Patch dolls, but they come out the toilet and the bin, or what was it called?
Oh yeah, what's it called? The something kids.
Garbage pail.
Garbage pail kids.
Garbage pail kids.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
You're welcome.
And remind me
Except for more terrifying because they have no eyes.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
We should get them little like beads.
It
little
was
black
your
beads
it
on
was
the
your
top of
era.
their
I'm
eyes.
lucky that I even know what that film is. I was
Mate,
even
I'm not
born
being
then.
funny, but I have been pulling worldie after worldie this week. I'm just on.
You were watching it as a child. You was alive then.
I am just.
That's why you know what it is.
Fantastic this week. Fantastic.
You've got like a when we're talking about old 80s films, you've got a clear advantage.
Speaking of old and 80s, how's Ian doing? That was from earlier in the week. Fantastic work as well. He tried to deny my superiority on the chat and got shot down.
Who's Ian?
McKellen?
Oh, right. Oh, okay, cool. I don't know who the fuck he was talking about. I was just like, has he just lost it? Has he finally lost it? I have no idea what the fuck he's chatting about.
I just Slotnick.
I was thinking, I was like, no, you don't know that, Ian. To London. I was thinking, possibly.
Told him not to call him that.
Yeah. Oh, right.
I didn't only call him Daddy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your shit jokes.
Well,
Yeah,
shit, though.
Alan had a couple of
Not
swinging
shit,
and
though.
misses. Alan had a couple of swinging and misses.
I had fucking mate. I was fucking Babe Ruth all day. Bang.
That was.
It's going over there. Where's it going over there? Fuck off.
I mean, the fact that you hit and it went where it wasn't intended shows everything about your technique.
It went exactly where it was intended. It hit
went
the funny
nowhere.
bone.
Foul ball.
Sure. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get that, Alan. I didn't get that. What you need to do is you need to warn me before you make a joke so I can get a laugh ready. At least 10 seconds before would be great. Yeah.
Alan, go and get a bit of paper.
Yeah.
Joking.
Right.
Funny.
And just write dunce card. And then if you're going to say a joke, just put it up just before it, and then Nick understands it's a joke. I'm glad that it's just me and you that get to laugh out.
I know. All right. So
I was laughing at that kind of inside. Anyway, so what was the so Mike, you were disrespected.
Yeah. Why would you think it would fly, brother?
because it did. Because I turned up with it. Because I saw something on the internet. And was like,
I love the explanation is with his full chest. There's no sense of remorse.
I don't for a second need to contemplate how much it is. Whatever the purchase price, it's getting bought because it has to be bought. I didn't even go for the smallest, cheapest version. I went for like the bigger one. And then I was like, is it going to be bigger? Do I need to go for the large? And then when I saw that, I measured it out, saw the sizes, and I was like, nah, it's cool that. Because that'll
So
cover...
it's bigger?
There's a size bigger than that. It's like, it's about an extra sort of couple of foot wide and tall. So it's like about the size of sort of a single bed blanket, the bigger one. So I was like, well, like it doesn't. Price is no object. I will go in debt for this because fuck it, jokes is real. And then I ordered it, and I was so excited when it came. So, I'd ordered it. It said it wasn't going to come until the 20th. And then I was working away. I got home, and like on the Friday night, I think it was like the 17th, something like that. And Debbie went, "Oh, your parcel's come." So I was like, oh, "Sweet!" Fucking phone Vicky straight away. And Mike was asleep. He fell asleep. So I was like, "Go out of the room! I've bought you a present."
It's like a fucking Salford version of 50 Shades of Grey.
And then he woke up and he was like, "What are you two laughing at?" I was like, nothing, not laughing at nothing. and then I just went, "I'm coming for a brew, you know. I'll just drop it off." And that's what happened. But just so happens, like one of, probably multiple, but at least one of Pedro's faces is the same size as your actual face, so you can wrap your head in the blanket. Pedro. Pretty.
That is the ultimate disrespect.
Not gonna lie. It's It's
that one.
Yeah. So you can wrap your head. Look at that. I mean, come on.
Well, fit.
Yes. And but don't,
slutty daddy.
Mike, if you want a great night, just sellotape it round your head. We'll see how
Wow.
It sounded like he was trying to tell me to go and have a wank in a cupboard then while, No,
that's not where I was
going.
How did you get that? Where did you get cupboard?
When he started telling me to wrap stuff around me, I was like, he's going to tell me, I'll asphyxiate, and you always do that in a cupboard. It's a common practice knowledge.
Was Kurt Cobain in a cupboard?
He shot himself.
He was on the sofa or in the garage.
Oh, no, I didn't mean him. Who did I mean? Shit.
Did the guy from In Excess? No, he was drugs, weren't it?
No, there was one that did die from asphyxiation.
Michael Hutchins, weren't it? He died from doing it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He was asphyxiation, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
there is a famous actor as well, the guy from Kill Bill.
David Carradine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh. No.
That's the sound he made.
And then silence.
Ooh.
So, are you not worried, Alf? You've got to come round here and take drinks from me and food.
No.
That I will never get some kind of comeuppance on you.
Bro, we have been on multiple fucking podcasts and on multiple nights out where you've either got one over on me or you've slapped me or you give me a little dick slap.
That was hilarious.
There's a bunch of occasions when you've done stuff like that, and only twice have I disrespected you in a manner that is becoming of the way that you fully disrespect me on a reg. So one is Pedro's face on a blanket, and the other one is going to spit me drink in your face on stage at All Star. So they are we're 2 for like a fucking 1,000 at this point. I've got
Alan, are you saying that Mike has more coming? Is this 2 of
I just wait for the right opportunity. Do you know what I mean? I don't need a cheap thrill.
You're such a fucking little weasel. What Mike does is on the podcast, it's spontaneous, it's improv. What you do is you bury yourself into his marriage. You find the one defining thing that literally could tear him apart. And you make his wife lay in it.
It's the origins of the best villains. That's what you do. That's what you do. You wait. Do you remember that episode?
But who's going to be the villain here? Are you going to drive me to snapping point, or have I already drove you to snapping point?
Mate, I'm already there. So do you remember the whole thing that they did in How I Met Your Mother when Marshall gets to slap
Barney?
Yeah, Barney. I was trying to think of his
other name.
Yeah. So when he gets to slap him 5 times, he's waiting for it coming all of the time. That's it. That's our equivalent is real life now.
But
I'm not afraid whenever you're about me.
No, obviously not.
It's when you're not around me where I'm more worried.
That is the sweet spot.
When you're drinking by yourself and you've got the access to the internet, I'm fucked.
That is a daily thing.
Same here, brother.
I come home tonight with beers and Debbie went, "Why have you bought more?" And I was like, because I have. Because the shop, innit? You asked me to get bread. so I got some beer as well. This is a you problem.
I am definitely rubbing off on you too much. That's what she said.
Hey,
Mate, amazing work. Amazing work.
thanks.
I wanted to see if there was any sign of kind of redemption or apologies
Absolutely
in your
not.
voice. I would have outcasted you completely, but no, you came at it with full force. With full chest. Yeah, brilliant, incredible stuff.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Not one single fuck given.
Yeah. Like Mike's got his title disrespected colleague, and you're like, yes, I did disrespect you, and
Yes,
there's potentially more to come.
Yeah, it wasn't even an accident.
What he doesn't know is, I don't care.
Yeah, I know. That was a bit disappointing. I wanted you to care more, but that's okay. That just gives me the level now, so I know where I need to go next. Go bigger, like
bigger, bolder, better.
So what is the next? What would the next level be? Cardboard cut out, Pedro? Because I have that.
Not quite. My warped mind hasn't thought of it yet. But you know.
I'm gonna go to the shop one day, and he's gonna have taken out like a billboard, like literally around the corner. That is what's going to happen. And it's just going to say, "Fuck my god, Pedro's better," and it's just going to be millions of Pedros.
Yeah. I mean, I do have access to a printer, and I do know where you live, so I could definitely just put up posters of Pedro all over fucking City Walk.
That'd be a funny thing to get Nick for.
Just everywhere you walk the dogs, just stapled faces of Pedro on trees.
Mike, if Pedro was at like at a Comic-Con or something like that, would you be able to like hold an interview like with no remorse at all?
Oh, yes, but it's not. He's not doing it, is it? He's just being his fine self. I get that. Yeah. I have that effect on some women, just not my wife.
Well, not now that you don't look like Joss Hartnett anymore.
Yeah, now I got fat. I got a beard.
Is that what you meant, Alan?
That's not what I meant.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I would have gone with the whole marriage thing, because done it kind of like sort of, you know, as you three have all been and are married, you know.
Mate, you're as good as married. Like, let's not fuck about. I know you're not married.
How long's your relationship been?
Within like fucking 300 years.
Is that true? Are you 300 years old?
No,
years.
21 in June. But
so, I mean, that's as long as I've been with Debbie.
So I'm getting life. Fuck it. Fuck the joke.
But I can still, if needs be, I can still run away, because there's no like ring, there's no like certificate or license or whatever it is that says officially you're married.
License. Sounds like Lady in the Tramp. Or is he gonna get you a collar? It's fine. Just tell him to put a ring on it.
Already got a collar.
Might already have a ring.
I know.
What's that?
I doubt the ring, but
cock ring.
The collar.
Cock ring. It was a dick joke, Nick.
Oh my!
Where's that sign?
I'm just, these guys paint me off to be like a dirty guy. I'm just not as dirty as their minds.
No, just whenever there's an opportunity for a cock joke, there will be said cock joke. Simply put, I will tell dick jokes at every inopportune moment.
I can predict what Alan's about to do, so he's getting removed. He's going to do the dance thing.
I just he's removed. Said jokes.
He's getting removed. I'm not doing it. And he thinks he's being funny, but I'm not. No, I'm not having it.
Yeah, but it is funny though.
No, I'm not doing it.
I want to see what he's about to do.
I'm not doing the dance thing.
Don't be so predictable. Oh no, he's not. It could be worse.
Oh man.
Cocks.
Is he going to just draw a dick?
No.
Just lots of cocks.
Cock ring.
No, I'm just making.
How can you differentiate a cock ring just from a normal ring globe when it's drawn?
You need to draw a cock as well.
You have to write a cock ring round it.
Yeah, you have to write cock ring. Yeah, and an arrow. Yeah.
What, this way in?
I
don't think that matters, bro.
Little sign, that's all.
Okay.
Took your time for that though, Al.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, I didn't have a marker, so I had to colour it in.
The delay.
Anyway, should we talk about this piece of shit fucking Mando episode this week? It's fucking
Yeah. Okay, right. Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Before we do that, can we just talk about Secret Invasion?
Oh yeah.
In what?
I'm happy
Sorry.
about that.
Secret Invasion.
No, this is a miniseries, not a film, isn't it?
Yeah. So Nick Fury's last war, as he puts it.
I mean, definitely dying. Not a shock.
Yeah. If he dies without saying motherfucker, I'm never watching another Marvel.
It'll cut just before he'll get the mother part out.
Not again. We've had that. We've already had that. It's been done.
I was going to say they shot one of them as well, didn't they? They asked it. I think Favreau asked him to do it when in the first Iron Man film. So they actually shot a scene with him saying "motherfucker," but obviously they never made it anywhere near the fucking
sizzle reel.
Yeah, anywhere near the final edit. But he was on something like so much shit like Jimmy Fallon or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it, and apparently Favreau had gone up to him and said, "Please, just one take. Will you just say, I'm Nick Fury, motherfucker," or something like words to that effect, like, and then they showed the clip.
See, I would wear that merch if he had the balls to say that in the first Iron Man film. I mean, I'd walk around with that tee all day. I'm Nick Fury, motherfucker.
I mean,
they missed a trick.
Yeah, you'd only knock it up to. I mean, American certificates are weird, aren't they? So I think you can say so many swear words. I think you can drop the F-bomb once, can't you, to keep it PG?
Yeah, but I feel motherfucker is rated worse than fuck or fucking or anything like that or fucker. Like motherfucker's like a step up apparently, which seems bullshit to me.
Yeah.
America.
Fuck yeah.
America. Fuck
yeah. All right. So, what do we think of the trailer?
I really liked it.
Sorry,
really liked it. The whole it just feels like really big Winter Soldier vibes, which is my favorite of the MCU films. So, as soon as I started seeing that, and then the stuff with the Skrulls, I'm interested in because I feel like they can do some proper espionage, like deep cover stuff. Because literally they can look like everyone. So like I'm expecting more of like a thriller, like not like a thriller, like a crime thriller, like an espionage film than I am like an Iron Man film
100%.
or a Thor film. Like I'm expecting a different, like it to go in a different direction, which I'm really happy about.
They hinted at that towards the trailer as well.
Yeah,
he's just like, when do you get the Avengers? And he's like, the Avengers can't help us. It's just like, okay, right. So it's just going to be you shooting people and running around and shit. So we're not expecting any. Very little CGI. Going.
I also feel like that whole Avengers can't help us bit is because there's clearly Super Skrulls in this, and then clearly they don't want to bring super powered individuals into the mix because then you just are potentially giving more power to the Super Skrulls. Like, let's not OP them to fuck. Let's keep them very human and just kill them as soon as we can. The other reason that I liked it is because there's a soft link to Fantastic Four, which I always bang on about because there's the stretchy bit at the end that feels like the way that Mr. Fantastic gets fucking murdered in Multiverse. That might be like a little kind of soft.
He got made into string cheese.
Yeah,
that was a fun scene.
Yeah. Well, I actually really liked that. To be fair, as happy as I was to see John Krasinski in that role, I was happier to see him die. It was so well done. But yeah, so really super happy about that. So yeah, like Mike, obviously Winter Soldier is one of my fucking favourites. I absolutely love it. And it does feel very like that, quite grounded. I think this is going to be what I wanted from Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think it's going to be tonally and more of the storytelling is going to be a little bit more like what I wanted from that series, which obviously had its flaws because of COVID and shit, and it went through a bunch of rewrites. It wasn't what they intended it to be initially. But yeah, I feel like this is because they've been able to take their time a little bit more with it, and they've chopped a few bits out of it. Because I think wasn't Armor Wars supposed to be a part of this, or like a second part of it, or it was going to be a film or something, and then they switched
It's
it.
meant to, I think I don't know if it's meant to be directly attached, but I think this is meant to be the connection towards it.
Yeah.
You see fucking War Machine in there, don't you?
Yeah, which I'm all right with. Like, I'm not a big Don Cheadle fan. He's just fucking.
He was the best Captain Planet we've ever had.
He was a great Captain Planet, to be fair.
The best.
He's his best role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Good time. It was a YouTube sketch that he did. It was fucking amazing. If you've not watched it, go and watch it. It's incredible.
It's just great. It's incredible.
Funny or Die, I think it's on.
Is that what it's on?
It's just
I think it's been Funny or
It's
Die.
the best thing Don Cheadle's ever done.
Facts.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. NG, what do you think about Secret Invasion?
I'm not, because I don't know, like, apart from like Marvel, Captain Marvel, and that, I don't know much. At the end, the few little cameo bits, like at the end of Spiderman and stuff, I don't know much about like that whole storyline.
The Skrulls.
I'm still a little gutted that they didn't make Jeremy Renner's character at Endgame secretly a Skrull, because that was one of the big rumors and the big hypes that was going on about Endgame, and it never come to fruition. I'm still kind of hoping and holding out for that. Not that he's going to be doing much lately, but
I don't think they can make Renner a Skrull, because he wouldn't have that connection to Natasha if he was, which means they would never have been able to get the Soul Stone. Unless he's been a Skrull always.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Skrull always secret invasion.
Ah, right, okay.
You know,
that's an interesting take that we could get. We could potentially get like a character that's been in the MCU throughout that just turns out to be a Skrull.
Phil Coulson.
I'd have gone more with Maria Hill, just because she's so close.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's so close to
Nick
Fury as well, and there's a Skrull playing her. If it was a Skrull playing her, who is a Skrull, that'd be kind of interesting to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Well, she needs something.
You can retcon a load of stuff in between all the different films and stuff. And
you could do anything to a character, and it would all be news, because she's just like.
Yeah.
Did they ever do another sort of like? And Alan, you'll probably know the answer to this. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Did anything ever like go back into the MCU with that, like with Agent Coulson?
No, because there was a big fallout between Feige and the guy who ran the TV stuff, wasn't there? So as far as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got, as far as the MCU is concerned, Coulson's dead.
Right.
And that whole kind of
so like Ghost Rider and Inhumans, all that.
Yeah, so so that whole thing is, I'm assuming, the Earth where Strange went to with the Illuminati, because obviously we got Black Bolt, who was from the Inhumans TV show, same actor, same character. So because we got him, I feel like that's the universe where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. happened. And in the universe that is our universe, which is either 616 or 19999.
616, it's been said in the films, I'm pretty sure.
But it's also been said that it's 1999.99. So it's kind of up
Oh,
in the
no,
air.
I'm thinking of Mysterio. Mysterio says that they're from 616, and I feel like that's just the Joe red herring because of what it is in the comic books and stuff.
But it's mentioned in something else. So it's on the board in like For the Dark World when Thingy Starsguard's writing on the board, and then it's on something else where we're in Multiverse of Madness. So when they meet Christine, she says that he's from Earth 616 as well. So she actually. But it's still kind of up in the air. We still don't know where it is. But I think, so I think all of like the Inhumans, Coulson and that is in that universe where Christine is, and everything. And as far as we're concerned, my man's dead.
No.
As he should be, because why the fuck you would bring him back for a TV show when you've got loads of other characters that you can dip into, and it really takes away from that sort of Avengers moment that they have. It's just fucking wild to me.
Yeah, it seems good and dead as well in the the Avengers movie. Good and dead. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a proper dead. Like no pulse, nothing. He was as dead as Rhodey. He was as dead as Rhodey should have been, dropping from 20,000 feet.
Yeah.
In an iron suit.
Yeah.
It had AirPods in it. What are you on about?
Nah, he should have that. Like, I'm not being funny. Tony should
have
liquidized. Tony should have opened that mask to a view of a slusher. That's all he should have found.
That would have been great.
I would have appreciated that one.
He's just gel, nothing else.
Like maybe a bit of like gut, like brain and shit splitting into
an eye, and some jelly.
Yeah,
a couple of teeth fall out.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah.
There'd have been no coming back though for Cap and Tony's friendship.
That had nothing to do with Cap. That was Vision cutting down.
But still, it was.
Yeah, but it's because of it was instigated by obviously Cap's defiance for just going with him. I understand what NG's saying, because Tony wouldn't forgive him for that. He would have blamed Cap for that.
Well, they still didn't make up until about Endgame, and I don't even think then they properly made friends again.
Yeah, they did. He made him a shield. Yeah, they did. Yeah, he made him a new shield and all that. Yeah, they were. No, he made another one. It was a new shield. Yeah, because his old shield had fucking Black Panther scratches on it.
Got split in two, didn't it?
Yeah.
And they were friends with the Wakandans now.
Yeah, he goes, I made this for you. Yeah, don't tell everyone because I didn't make it one for everybody.
I thought it was just I didn't bring one for anyone else. Like I brought you a present. So didn't bring anyone else.
Made him in the shield because the other one got snapped in half.
Yeah, the other one got absolutely brutalized. It didn't get snapped in half, but it got torn to shreds by Black Panther.
It didn't. It ended up in Tony's chest.
Bits of it were missing.
Yeah, it did. No. Okay, we're getting a bit lost. It didn't. The shield itself was intact, but the shield had scratches and claw marks.
All right, so it's not a new shield. It's just a repaired. It's just a buffed up alloy.
Yeah, like the shield was fine. Like the only thing, the only person that damaged the shield was Black Panther. And that's because
it's vibranium on vibranium.
And it's from the scene where Cap is fighting Black Panther. He scratches the shield, and that's all that's on the shield. So when Cap drops it, you can see the claw marks going along the shield. Right. He drops it there, but Tony does say, "I made this for you for the new one."
Right. So maybe he just made it anew, like he just kind of remelted it, right, or melted it down and reforged it to get rid of.
Or maybe it's a new shield.
Yeah.
Who knows? All we know is
maybe this one's just made out of aluminium, and he just wants him to die.
In fairness,
puts his shield up, he just gets shot in the head. Straight through
it. In fairness, in that same film, like Thanos does make very light work of that shield, so Thanos cuts it.
That's what it is. What I'm thinking.
So maybe it's just maybe that's as like Thanos is doing that, bits of the shield are going flying off. Like Cap's like, for fuck's sake, Tony, son of a bitch, motherfucker.
Well, Tony's there with his fucking force field shield. Like, what are you doing?
That would be brilliant television. He's just like hacking it to bits. He's like, this is vibranium. He's just smashing it to bits. He just smacks him across the scene. Brilliant stuff. Yeah. Tony.
What would happen if it was me filming it?
Yeah. Tony legit just tried to get him killed. He just couldn't take the fact that he beat him.
He was killing him off anyway. Why not give him a bloody glorious death?
Facts.
Yeah, in fairness, the shield was intact at the end of it, Civil War.
Yeah, I know it was.
I know it was. We already established this.
I know.
No, but I was saying it's split in two.
I thought it was split in two.
Yeah, but it's
by who? Thanos. The only person that has destroyed that shield that much is Thanos, and that was in Endgame. Civil War. The only person that damaged it was Black Panther. That's it. So have we finished with Secret? I thought the trailer looked good. It looked intriguing. I liked it. I think this is probably going to be the demise of Nick Fury, but I think it's going to be shot well. It's going to be done tastefully. I think it's going to lead us up to like you said. Fucking Iron Wars. There's gonna be deaths. I think Hill's gonna bite it. I can't see Nick Fury going down without Hill. Sam Jackson probably said, "Yeah, if I'm going that
pulls her in front of her."
Yeah, exactly. Pulls in front of her. Just shot to bits. Yeah, he just gets a stray bullet. Yeah. Yeah, but it looks good. It's the only kind of Marvel series that's come out in a long time that's made me go, oh, do you know what? I'd watch that.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about seeing it.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think it's gonna be very slow, just how it's set and stuff. So I hope they do kind of like maybe 2 episodes at once, just to kind of get us into the rhythm of it.
I think the first one will be longer. I feel like they've got a tendency for doing that or to double streaming. I feel like it depends on how slow that first episode is, because I remember WandaVision was that 2 or was that 3 at first?
2 first,
yeah.
And that was I feel like that's the slowest start to any of them we've had so far, because it was a complete departure from anything we've seen before. Like we haven't seen anything like that.
It was, and probably won't again, and I long may it continue, because that season is fucking special to me. Like I really fucking genuinely, absolutely love it. Yeah,
it was that time when I'd given up on caring about not watching weekly telly.
Yeah,
I was just like, just giving me all at once, but that made me excited to watch stuff weekly again.
Bro,
I was like, right, I understand it now.
I was getting up early to watch it before work. Like, I don't get up early. You can't get me out of bed for work. I struggled to take the kids to school. I was getting up early for fucking Wanda. Like that's
priorities.
It just genuinely, I loved it. Every second of it. Every second of every episode. I loved how weird it was. How different it was. You just didn't know where it was going to go.
So hold on. You like that, but you don't like "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared," because that's weird and that's different.
No, mate. No, it's not weird.
It's
weird.
Yes.
It's weird.
There's no real
in the paedophiles are weird and different to normal fucking people. That's the difference. That's how it's.
Mate, you can't compare it to paedophilia.
Mate, it's fucking non-spot of that. It's not right. I don't like it.
What's this?
Don't watch it, Amy. They'll try and make you watch it. It's dead funny and it's really weird and entertaining. It's not. It's horrible.
What is it?
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Amy, just watch it.
Don't Help Me, I'm Scared.
Don't Watch Me, I'm Scared. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
It's called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, right? And it's on Channel 4. It was on YouTube, and then it got picked up for Channel 4 as a season. It is the weirdest thing I've ever watched in my entire life, and I've watched some weird shit on this podcast for this podcast. We watched something about a fucking chicken man.
Oh yeah.
Show. And
that was great.
Weirder than that. It's honestly, it feels like I don't take drugs, as you know. Like I've never took drugs, but it feels like a.
Do you reckon that's why? Do you reckon that's why you can't understand?
Maybe that is. Maybe it's because I'm such. I do just this clean life has just not prepared me for. Don't hug me. I'm scared. It's horrible, Amy.
Where's the Northman? Because that made me feel like I'd done a lot of psychedelics.
Not psychedelics, like the sort of drugs that you don't come back from. Honestly, it's not a problem. I don't like it.
I'll Wikipedia it. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Just watch an episode. Just watch it. This is what. Do you know what? I'm getting everyone onto it. Like I was at the lakes with a friend this weekend, and we got to like episode 2. I ended up passing out. And because she didn't want to wake me up, the controller was next to me, and then she just had to sit through the whole thing.
Is that why she was annoyed with you?
No, that was me just being. That was a completely other thing. That was just me being a complete gentleman.
That was fantastic. Was that why she was annoyed with you?
No. That was me being no. Do you know what it was? It's because I kept on giving her shit. So we went to we went for dinner like the first night, and we went out at like 8:30 to a restaurant, and it was really nice. We had great food. Blah 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 blah. The next day she goes, "Oh, can we have dinner like a little bit earlier?" And I was just like, "Yeah, no worries. Like kind of 7 maybe, 8 o'clock, And she goes, "Oh, can we have it at 6:30?" And I was just like, okay, cool. So I didn't realize I was going to the lakes with a pensioner. Like 6:30. Like my kids eat at 6:30. Like who the fuck eats at 6:30? And then she was just like, well, it's the healthy time to eat. We should go and eat at that time. It's fine. So we go to this restaurant. They say dress up. We go there. We're like, fuck all other persons there. It's broad daylight. They sit us down. I'm just like, there's no many people here, and they were like, oh yeah, we just opened. I just look at it, just like, and for the rest of the day, I was just giving comparisons to things that I could be doing at 6:30. You know, things like shops that were open still, like the fact that, you know, we're still an hour before my kids have to start getting ready for bed. You know, just the fact that no one else is here because it's 6:30 on a Saturday. Yeah, she just wasn't impressed with my lines of jokes. I thought they were all hilarious, though.
I'm quite surprised that having dinner at 6:30 isn't actually not. I thought I wasn't normal because I never have dinner at like tea time. It's always like 7, 8 o'clock when my tea's ready. And I thought like normal people like you three, normal-ish, had
not
dinner.
Not once have we ever. In fact, it's an insult.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Which part of mother is normal?
Sorry,
Don't all speak at once. Which part of all of us is normal?
in the sense of you have teas at normal times. I would have thought you were at least more normal than me.
I just eat and I don't look at the time. I'm like a pig.
I'm hungry, so I'm eating.
Yeah, nice.
She did a poll. She did a poll, and actually, the 6:30 was more popular than the 8:30.
Because it's normal tea time for like normal folk. I get that. Like if I'm at home, I've just finished work or I've been out at work and I come home and like Debbie being like good housewife Debbie, she'll have me tea done. It's around about 6:30. But that's not going out.
That's what I mean. But this is what I said to her: going out. What time would you eat? I said 8:30. Like 8:30. That was like
a little late. 7:38 maybe. 8:30. Because then by the time
what you're doing after. If you're not partying after it, like just you can eat late on. Like if you're just eating,
then it's still too heavy. So if you're partying afterwards, it's like
that's what I'm saying. Like if you're partying afterwards, you go early.
It's not partying afterwards. It's literally just this: going out for dinner. So you're going to drink there, you're going to eat there, then you're going to fuck off back to your hotel or whatever. But that is where you're going out.
But so that's it. That's the hotel.
That's the night.
I'd say between 6. I'd say between 6 and 9.
I'd hate saying this, but I think I'm probably more with you than Nick, than anybody else. Because if that's your night, if that is you're just going out for tea, I'm not going to say dinner because I'm northern. But if you're just going out for tea and you're going to have a couple of drinks with your food and then you're going to fuck off back to the hotel, maybe have a couple of drinks and then just chill out the rest of the night. Cool, like later is better. If you're going out and it's a preemptive like meal before a big night, like we've done loads of time with work, we've done it after events and stuff like that where we've gone and got some food and then fucked off for the rest of the night. That needs to be earlier because you've got to let that food settle before you can start continue heavily.
Like you're meeting mates for dinner. That's it. That's your night. You're not decided to go on football. Yeah, that was it. That was my argument. Like, and that was then I made her put like coming home like after doing whatever and stuff. 6:30 is fine. Sometimes I eat with the kids. The kids eat at like 5:30 or whatever. If I'm just here like eating, fair enough. Saying eating at 6 or 6:30 is not a sociable time to eat. I'm just saying I wouldn't book a table for a restaurant if I'm going out to eat at 6:30. Like it's too early. For me, but I didn't win in the poll. A lot of people think 6:30 is like the reasonable time to eat.
Yeah, no, not
but it wasn't. I saw the poll and it wasn't stated clear anyway. It was what time's the right time for tea time. She did say for going out to eat.
Oh, I didn't going out. I made her put it. Because she was going to say it's just to eat, and I was like, no, it's not just to eat; it's going out specifically to eat to a restaurant.
If you go up that early, you can always have second dinner though, or second tea.
The fuck,
or an extra large dessert.
So you have a meal, you have a couple of pints, you walk over the road, you order a kebab / pizza, take it home with you, stick it in the oven, and then your second tea.
So if you eat at 6:30, then that's
you need food later on.
Maybe that was a point. Maybe she doesn't like to eat after a certain time because there's obviously like your body retains like
that's the reason why she said it. She said
Right.
like eating at that time is like I think
Yeah,
she's
but it's not
talking
worth
more-
it. I'd rather be happy and fed.
I'm with Mike.
Whenever I
Like,
want.
It's just I don't know. Maybe it's just like when I used to work at bars and manage bars and stuff. That was the dinner rush. It was 8:30. That's when people used to come in. Like 6 o'clock, we used to get the old people, or maybe people with like kids coming in and just like eating something and then fucking off. And then 8 o'clock, 8:30. That's when we used to get the couples in and the parties and stuff.
Date nights.
Yeah.
No, when I used to work at the pub, it used to be bang on round about dinner time, between 6 and 7. And then when you got to about 7:30, 8 o'clock, it'd start to wind down then. And you just get your little stragglers.
I think that's the difference between a pub and a restaurant, though, because if you go into a pub, like if I'm going out for Sunday dinner, I'm not going at 1 o'clock. I'm going about 4.
Yeah.
If I'm going to a pub for tea, I'm probably going after work because it's just like a pub to me is like eating at home.
Yeah.
I'm just going at
pub grub. Yeah.
But if I'm going out and I'm going to start having like fucking starters and desserts and cocktails and shit like that with me tea, then that's probably going to be a little bit later, especially if that's all I'm doing. If I'm not going out on a sesh after, then I'd probably like down a few like decent drinks with my meal and just make it a bit later, so I'm kind of half cooked going home.
Say you was going somewhere like 6 by Nico's, where you've got like 6 courses, which is hours. Like
Maybe
what time are you talking?
I'd
Then
say like 7 o'clock.
It's no, so like the last few times, every time that we've been, the table's been booked for 9. So that's because it's not as bad with somewhere like 6 by Nico. So I think I've been 3 times, been twice to Manchester and one in Belfast. And because you just order the tasting menu, all of that food is pretty much pre-prepped. So they know what you're getting, they bring it to you, and we order the snacks, the aperitif, all of the tasting wines, and all of the food. It's about 100 quid. But that's all your drinks all night, obviously. You've got a cocktail, you've got 5 different wines, you've got like a snack.
Fucking hell. Drinks included as well.
And then, like it's fucking decent, to be fair.
It's good value.
And because it's a tasting menu, they're obviously really very small portions. But because it's really small portions, you don't feel hungry going out, but you're also not too full and continuing drinking in town. Belfast is a cracking night out, by the way. As is Manchester after 6 by Nico, but like obviously Man is just great anyway. So it's different there because you've not got to wait for your courses to be prepared because you're not ordering from a menu as such. You just say,
you're not going out a la carte.
I want the food, and they already know what you're getting, and like say a bunch of it's already pre-prepped, so it just comes out like really regimented, and it takes you like a minute to eat it. It's like a fucking spoonful of jelly. Bit of mousse, a piece of fucking
foam.
Yeah, like it's just.
Do you get full from
Tory food?
Yeah, you do.
It sounds like Tory food.
Because
it's an experience, not to feed. It's not you go there for an experience, not to be fed. Like you don't expect to be leaving that type of place like stuffed full with massive portions. You go in there to appreciate his chef's talent.
To be fair, what I go there for is because like I'm not going to food. So I'll go there specifically because I don't just go on a restaurant. I'll order what I know I like if I'm going and paying for a meal. Whereas if I'm going there, because you don't get to choose what you're getting, it encourages me to try stuff that I wouldn't normally order.
Oh, that's fair.
So there might be a fish course. You know how I feel about fish. Fish are friends, not food. I'm not about it. But if I get something like bass put on my plate, I'm going to eat it because it's a tiny little bit, so I can actually taste it and see if I like it. And there's been very few things where I've gone, that is fucking minging. I'm never ordering that on any menu ever, but there's been a bunch of stuff that I didn't expect to like that I've actually really appreciated.
Don't you feel like there's like a fine like balance? So I wouldn't mind going for like a tasting menu or whatever, but I still like to get like a decent like Don Lenoir in London. So we had like 5 courses there, but I mean these were like decent portions, Like afterwards, I felt I couldn't eat anything afterwards. I was fucking full, but like all the different tastes and experiences was incredible. Or 20 stories even. that I went to the other week. That was incredible, but it was filling, you know.
I think James Martin's is supposed to be pretty good as well. Like because he's a Yorkshireman, everything's a decent portion.
Yeah.
He's no holding back there. Like, but apparently, I think
feel like
their Sunday roast is supposed to be incredible, but like their tasting menu is supposed to be really good as well.
Oh my god, we went to this place in the lakes on Sunday. So we did like shopping, went to the market, got Mike's jerky. Just like potted about, contemplated getting a pocket watch. I did get in the end. I didn't get in the end. But we ended up going to a pub for a Sunday roast, and this place was like the food was so average, but literally the service was shit. It was like the whole time as well. We've been like spoiled with food. Like the food at the restaurant, they had a little pub at the restaurant as well, just where the hotel, excuse me, the food at the hotel restaurant. And then where the pub was, it was an on-site pub in the hotel as well. And it was where the spa was. This pub was incredible. Like the food, like everywhere we went, and we went to a place called Porto in the lakes as well for the first night. Incredible, just amazing food. Then we go to this place. I don't know whether we were spoiled, whether this place was just shit. But the starters was great. We had a camembert to share, which was really good. But it came out like maybe 35 minutes after we got there, and we were the first people to order, and other people were getting their food first, and they said there was an issue with the tickets. So they had our food discounted, and then the roast came out, and that was okay. It was fairly subpar. Like the Yorkshire pudding was like really burnt, and like the
they're not in Yorkshire.
Like, yeah, exactly. But it was just shit. And then we decided to share a sticky toffee pudding at the end, which is like a dessert in a pub. You know, it's going to be a microwave job. Everyone does, but you still expect the dessert to come out kind of, especially sticky toffee pudding, fluffy, everything to be rich, and the ice cream to be, you know, edible. And everything was good. They had this kind of like a toffee nut crumb on top of it, which we ate straight away. It was great. And then the actual sticky toffee pudding itself, like our spoon got stuck in it. It was like really hard. It was like eating like a fucking rock, so we couldn't physically eat it. So afterwards, we basically just complained. We just said your food's really shit, but we left feeling quite snobbish because of where we went before. So we don't know whether or not this was due to us having just incredible food that was just presented in You saw the pictures. It was like, it looked like it just was served and presented immaculately. And then we went to this kind of just pub, and then they probably just gave us what we would have had on a normal day, like adequate food. But because we had this great, you know, experience, whether we then kind of downgraded it and it just was worse, or whether or not this food was generally shit.
So I think you've made one huge mistake, and I've got one massive issue with the story that you've just told, is that you shared a sticky toffee pudding. So that's initially there is your first mistake, and I think because you'd said to it specifically that we're going to share this, I think they'd gone, just give him that one out of the back of the fucking fridge that's dense as fuck, that was left in the oven way too long. Just bang it in the microwave for 10 minutes. It'll be right. It's like
these guys were properly like, I understand your theory, but these guys were very incompetent. They brought it like to us with one spoon. So we did say we share it, but they just served it to one of them.
They're not that incompetent. They could have brought you a spotted dick instead of a sticky toffee pudding.
I mean, it's the right thing.
Who wants a spotted dick? No one wants that. Any
opportunity for a dick joke. You didn't lift your sign. Where's your sign? There we go.
See?
I love a spotted dick. Bit of cream sauce on it.
I'm saying nothing about those choices, mate. You do you, bro.
You do you. Good
Lovely.
For you, Mike. Good for you. Mike's that special friend that you bring along just to do a bit of charity. Good for you, Mike. Well done.
Yeah. I know this. You're not going to embarrass me. I know this.
Oh,
it's not an embarrassment. It's not an embarrassment. Yeah, it's nice. Well done, Mike. So, shall we talk about episode 6?
Like that.
Your thumbs are very bendy, Amy.
I know, they're like proper freaky.
You could like. They do go. Yeah.
I can like.
Not so much that one.
You double jointed?
No, that's the weird thing. I'm not, but I've just always had freaky, like, bendy thumbs. I don't know if it's for all the years of horse riding.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Where it's like
just push
the reins.
All right, okay. I was like, why did they kick you? Whack! Oh, fuck.
They gave me thumbs.
There's my thumbs bent back again.
I can't ride. My thumbs are gone.
Mine
Right.
don't move, you know.
No. Wow. Have you ever wondered if it could touch the
Stop
back
it.
of your the back of
Yeah,
we
you should
digress.
try.
We digress.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, talking about my holidays and food and all this business. We need to be talking about the stuff that people are interested in. All
So
of
nothing.
our viewers. So nothing, yeah. So we need to Mike, what are you doing?
Trying to see if we can get my thumb to touch my arm. Pretty close.
Where's Alan gone? Where's Alan gone?
It's like trying to. Can you lick your shoulder out?
Did you
Yeah.
lose your beer, Alan?
Yeah,
There we
lick your
go.
shoulder.
I can't do my elbow either.
No. I can my shoulder. Oh, my
Go on, then.
collarbone.
Alan, what are you
Oh,
doing?
mine don't
Alan's
like you. I'm not drinking.
I shouldn't really.
I was
And I'm
thinking,
gonna.
can I? And then I thought, no, I don't think I can.
But can you?
Can you lick your ear?
Dilemma. What's that, Mike?
What?
That whisker. I'm assuming it's whisker.
My infinity bottle.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Is that your own kind of mix?
Yeah, my own blend.
Blended?
It's really nice. You'll have to try it.
Is it the
Stop.
one that? Is it not the one you gave me when I was there the other week? The
No, when you were around the other week, you tried the. Did you not try the sweet vermouth with the mushroom infusion?
Oh no, I did. Yeah, that's what I tried. That was fucking beautiful. That was.
I tried that, and then that was the only thing that immediately made me.
That was hilarious.
I thought he was doing a Johnny Bravo impression.
I just.
He immediately. It was how quickly he turned from to no, like
Yeah.
dead quick. Like it was fucking.
I was literally in the middle of saying, "Oh yeah, that's not tea," and I was like, "No, wait."
No, it was like yeah.
Right.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I was
really,
no.
really
There's more. There's more.
Really?
There's something I don't like.
Layers.
There's something I don't like.
There
was layers.
I appreciated it,
There
but
was
I had
layers,
it sober. And you had it after a night out. That was a
That was a mess. Yeah, I was a mess.
Yeah, you wrote off when you turned up.
Yeah.
Fun early doors.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit that. You was the worst kind of Nick. He was
Yeah.
quiet, subdued, not in a happy place, Nick. Like
Yeah.
drunk Nick was the best Nick, and you was so far away from drunk Nick.
I wanted nothing to do with drunk Nick. That's why.
I know.
I've had
to
just
do with drunk Nick
Yeah.
because drunk Nick's the best Nick.
Agreed. Drunk Nick is the best Nick.
You
Drunk
guys
Nick
wrote
is
this
a,
the other day.
Drunk Nick is a special kind of person. You're the one like when you're pissed in town or whatever, and you see the guy walking past who's obviously levered out of the head, but he's having the best time, and you can just tell by looking at him.
Yeah.
That is Nick. Whenever he's got like a skinful in him,
Yeah.
he could be just doing nothing, just walking home, but he looks like he's having a nice time.
Yeah. It's just, you are a very, very, I think we all are, to be fair. We're a very, very happy drunk. Like, you're just about having a good time. You don't want to fight anyone. You don't want to have an argument. You're not about being a cunt, like, unless it's funny. Because that's different. That's different vibes.
What you mean is, if we find it funny, the general public probably doesn't find it funny when we're being like that.
That girl that he said he was going to split in two probably didn't find it funny, but we found it dead funny.
Oh, that's because
We
it
found
was
it
literally fucking hilarious.
because what you don't know, Nick's smooth as fuck, you know, but occasionally he's in a monologue. It's like he's like
Still
he
valid.
was after the freezing process when he's got no inner monologue. And the words come out that should have stayed in. And like a girl walked past us, and she was a lovely looking young girl, like bless her. And we'd just come out of Slug and Lettuce, I think. And she literally walked past us, and he just went, "I'd split her in two," like that loud, on a very quiet street. She was about 3-4 yards away from us, and me and Mike died laughing immediately because it was fucking hilarious, and you could see the kind of instant regret, but then he just went, regret. You could see that he regretted it immediately, but then also was Nick and just went, "Oh fuck it, I've done it now, so I'm just gonna own it." And that's what he did, which is, and like I say, drunk Nick is the best version of anyone you'll ever meet. Just great times.
I'm really glad that story's on the internet now for everyone to see. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm sure
if I die and my children decide to kind of go back and see what their daddy did, I'm sure.
You didn't do anything. You just said some words. That's it. That's as far as it got. You didn't follow her down the street. Like that's
and
just
you
as far as you know.
Yeah. And you're not as bad as me, who constantly just falls over.
Yeah, it was at worst observational comedy.
Yeah, I need you as my lawyer. Can we
call out?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What would you describe this? Observational comedy. At worst, Your Honour. What harm was done? Yeah,
now.
Exactly.
Oh, God, yeah, sorry.
You call it verbal harassment. I call it observational comedy. Al, for the love of God, talk us through episode 6.
Do I have to though? Because it was fucking dog shit. So,
okay.
I really didn't appreciate this episode, and it's the first time I've watched a Mando episode, and I really didn't like it. And I genuinely think it's because of the celebrity cameos or the casting choices that they made. So it starts off, we go to...
Can you just clear your throat?
Yeah. So it starts off, we go to this planet, and we basically, we kind of move it, we're looking for the fleet. We're looking for Mando's fleet. Oh, we see the Mandos being mercenaries in their big Imperial cruiser, which if that's what was on Bo's, it's not what was on Bo's planet, but if that's the way they're going to try and spin the story, it's obviously what they're leading us into. It's not it. I'll be dead fucking annoyed if that is it. If it was just Mandos that bombed her castle, that'll fuck me off. So that initially got me annoyed because it was like they're leading us down this, but I still think it's wrong, or at least Gideon. So whatever. I'm assuming Dougie's just walked in. So we see that, and it's like you get this bit with these weird aliens that was in like an earlier episode, and then the Mon Calamari that's just this kid who get like bit nonce vibes there, and that's that. It's kind of, I was just like, well, this is fucking boring. The acting shit. I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't need this in my life.
You didn't like the oh, but we need to be together.
No,
we can't.
No, I didn't like it at all, Nick. It made me feel physically ill.
Is it because of the type of species they are?
No, not even asked about that at all. I was a bit offended about the practical effects of it, but equally,
the water pound from the start.
But equally, I was just like, why is she in water and everybody else is just not? Is that a back to tank?
Because she's El Capitano.
Yeah, but like, why?
She gets the water, she gets the fish.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
written in law.
Yeah, let's make the bird wet.
That's all I'm thinking.
Like,
she's part Somalian, apparently.
Like, stop it now. Behave yourself. I was just watching it like, this is shit. I'm watching a different show at this point. And then, so then it cracks on from there. I was just really offended at the voice acting of the whole thing. And then she calls him a kid, and it's like, it's supposed to be this big dramatic moment. Fuck off in the bit. And then they carry on from there. They go to this planet that's kind of reminiscent of Camino, I guess. That's what I got from it. It's like Camino in the day. Like, it's really pretty. It's beautiful. It's like this Center Parks in space. And then,
Eden Project is what I thought.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Well, fine. This looks pretty like it's in the outer or the mid rim, but yet it's clearly rich as fuck, and no one bothered it." Yeah, super believable. So they go on this weird train thing. CGI looks questionable at best. And then they get to meet the king and queen, and it's Jack Black and Lizzo. Now, I am absolutely 100% about watching a podcast with Jack Black and Lizzo because that would be fucking wildly funny.
It actually, I've not watched the episode yet, but it actually was Jack Black.
Yeah.
Because everything else, I have no idea what he's talking about, and I'll just have to wait and watch it. But
I'm sorry,
oh no, don't worry, because I was prepared for this. Me and Nick had discussed this. That I'd not watched the episode yet, but it's Jack Black.
Jack Black was being what I imagine Jack Black's like at home.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So it immediately dragged me. Like I wasn't a fan of the episode already, and then it dragged me straight out of it because I was like, Jack Black's just being Jack Black. I expected him to start doing his like doing the Star Wars theme, like he's playing all of the instruments halfway through the scene. Like that's 100% what I expected him to do. He didn't. Lizzo can act, bless her soul. Love her. She is a fucking queen. She's not an actress. Stop it immediately. It was really painful to watch. And then they get this side quest where, like, because of my fucking name today, it turns into I Am Robot, where they're just chasing he starts kicking droids left and right just to see which one's broken. And then he's chasing it through the fucking city, which is supposed to be this gritty underworld of the planet, but just looks like they're back on Coruscant again. We've seen it all before. We've done it. It's literally the scene where they're chasing the fucking, where they're chasing the bounty hunter in episode 2 of fucking like that Clone Wars bullshit film. It's awful. And then they go into a droid bar, which is weird because, like, why have droids got bars? And then we're trying to make them all feely and cuddly, like they've got actual feelings and they care about people. They don't. And then it moves on from there where they find, we get a cameo from fucking Christopher Lloyd. Cool, great, stop it, retire. I love you to bits. You're Doc Brown, you always will be fantastic. Don't ever make anything ever again because you can't fucking act anymore. You're really struggling to speak on a daily basis because you can't get your lines out. Your voice.
No, that's Michael J. Fox.
Fuck. Wow. Too soon. For everyone at home.
Funny though.
Yeah. So like, stop it. Like I say, retire. Don't ever come back. And then like you immediately know that he's the bad guy because it's quite clear there's no level of depth to his character. They go on this mission. They find it's nanobots. They find a secret code. There's like a bit of a battle, great, and then we go back to him. They arrest him. They take him back to Jack Black, and it continues with the Jack Black and Lizzo shit show. Meanwhile, she's cuddling Baby Yoda like he's some sort of fucking chihuahua, and then they fuck up to find, and this is all to get access to this Mandalorian fleet and all the Mandos that are fucking abandoned her. And then you get 5 minutes of an actual episode of The Mandalorian where Bo has a fucking fight with this dickhead
Wolf
goblin, and who's like the new leader of the Mandos. And she eventually gets the Darksaber. Cool. Like, I appreciated the last 5 minutes of the episode.
The fight was great.
Like anything. Yeah, the fight was great.
The fight. I thought you can't just breeze over it. The fight started with him firing a fucking rocket at her. Her defense was flying up with a jetpack and double footing him in the face. I mean, this is. I mean, yes, that's how you start a fight.
The last 5 minutes turned into an actual episode of the show that I signed up for. The 30 minutes or 35 minutes before it.
So bitter.
Absolute bollocks. And I blame Bryce Dallas Howard because she directed this episode And I know it was written by Dave Filoni and Favreau, but you get a pass for everything that came before it. This bitch has directed 3 episodes, 1 in each season, and I've yet to go back and see which of the other 2 look like, but I'm guessing they're going to be shit, because this was fucking horrible. Did not like it, didn't appreciate it. It was wank. It was like watching Book of Boba Fett on half the budget.
Oh, fucking hell. Right,
Horrible.
so Mike, so on the other side of sorry, Emmy, go on.
No, I'm just going to say, so am I best sort of skipping tonight's
No.
episode and
No,
waiting
no,
until
you've
next
only
week?
heard one. You've only heard one half of the argument so far. So
I
on the other side
well,
of
I'd
the
like
fence,
to watch it because, like I always say, like I watch shit. I went and seen. I've seen a bunch of films. I saw Dungeons and Dragons at weekend. It's all right. It's not shit. I'm not saying that, but I will always watch everything just so that I've got a valid argument for why I can shit on it, because I don't feel like it's justified if I shit on something that I've not seen. So please do watch it and make your own mind up. I thought it was wank.
Yeah. So
Fair enough.
That's
I
great.
thought it was funny because the whole planet had been cooked by like 4 broken droids. I thought that was fucking hilarious, and the fact that no one thought, oh, we could just kill them. Like these millions of people living in those bubbles.
So ultimately, Mike, you said you really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say really enjoyed it because really is a stretch, but I enjoyed it. Like it's probably the weakest episode of the season so far. I think that's fair to say, but I feel like it's got
even compared to the one we got on Coruscant.
Yeah, I feel like it is. Like it's like Alan said, like the parts what you're waiting for are few and far between, and the parts what I enjoyed is because like it'd be stuff like if we watched it together, we'd have a ball with, and you make the episode a hell of a lot more fun. But when it's just me sat there cracking jokes by myself, not quite as funny. Like, but I did have moments where I was like, no, I've genuinely enjoyed this. Like, I don't know how much of that is just because of the last act. Again, like we was talking about in the last episode, these episodes do have a pacing where at the first it gives you a couple of minutes to get bedded in, remind what's happening, what's going on, so you're not lost in everything. Then it starts ramping up, and by the time it gets to the third act, that's where the meat is of the episodes, and it's stayed like that again for me. I enjoyed Lizzo. I spent most of the airtime going, who is that bitch? Like, I recognise that. I don't know, who the fuck is it? Like, so I weren't probably paying enough attention to rate the acting, but Jack Black was surprising for me. I got his portrayal of that role is because he knows he's been cooked by a bunch of fucking robots, and at the end of the day, being cooked by robots is fucking hilarious because they don't have sex. Right. A whole planet getting cooked by like 4 or 5 robots is hilarious. I don't know how anyone can say it's not. It did feel a little bit what's it called? Stargate. The start of it, Joe, with the Mon Calamari and stuff. It was just like, this is a bit weird and then that shuffled off its mortal coil pretty quickly, and I didn't have to worry about it again. But yeah, the start was fucking weird.
That is an insult to SG1. Just going to say that.
What part of SG1 was any part better than that?
Wait, are you referring to the series or the film?
Series.
The film is incredible. The series is great. Great.
I'll stick with Kurt Russell and it's awesomeness.
Yeah, you will.
Fairness, as you should. But the whole any episode of SG1 was better than that first fucking 5 minutes of Mando. Any episode, any part of any episode, pick an episode at random now. We'll watch it. It's better.
I'm
Well, I
definitely
haven't watched this
Stargate
episode
one.
of Mando, so I can't say, and I can barely remember any of SG1 because we're talking the early night or mid-90s. So, yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
No.
I feel this is probably what Alan's emphasizing. I didn't mind this episode. I have issues with it, and there were bits that I liked. When I see Christopher Lloyd in anything, I'm always like Doc. So it automatically, I didn't feel like I was watching it. This is the issue. I didn't, and I feel like this is what a lot of what Alan's saying. It doesn't feel like you're watching a Mando, like anything from Mando series. Like this is what I kind of mean. What I think he's saying as well with the Book of Boba Fett. I feel like it's just this was just so different. It didn't feel like you was in anything. Do you know what I got a lot from it? I got a lot of kind of buddy cop kind of thing in it. I felt like I was watching like a murder mystery show or something. There was a lot of like detective work going on here.
Yeah,
if
they kept that middle part, the detective part, and stretched that for like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Right, and really made it dirty and gritty. Like you could have made it something like, oh God, what's that show called? Matthew McConaughey.
True Detective.
Yeah, like they could have pushed that angle, but they wrapped through it too quickly to get to that ending.
Yeah, it was very. They made it very. I want to say Disney. It was just a little bit silly. I would have liked it to be, if they were going to go down this path, I would have liked it to be a bit more. You know, I did enjoy like how it was. You know, I enjoyed the planet. I didn't hate Jack Black's character when I saw it. I wasn't like, no, fuck this. I didn't. You know, I liked his character. I wanted to see where it was going. I think it was very colorful and very, again, Disney. And when they were there, very Disney Star Warsy. And I liked some of the things that they were doing, how they interacted. I liked What's Her Face's big thing that followed her about. That was interesting. It looked weird. It didn't look very good. I think it was just like a big butterfly thing that followed her. You know, that was it part of the dress or?
Very funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, but it kind of follows her like in when they first meet, and it's just it's like part of the dress, but at the same time, it's not attached to her. It's weird.
I thought it was like a headpiece, like Padme or something like that, Joe, back in the day.
Yeah, no, it was weird.
Your description, as soon as you started describing Nick, you're now giving me like Fifth Element vibes from it. This episode,
yeah,
yeah. I feel like it was. I feel
Jack
like
Black's kind of like Chris Tucker's character.
Have you ever seen that? Fuck. What's that movie with?
All right, you get what I mean.
Yeah, no. What's that film called with Cara Delevingne and that sci-fi film? It's made
Valerian.
by the Valerian.
1,000 Planets of Valerian or whatever.
Yeah, Valerian. It kind of reminded me of that.
And the Channing Tatum one. What was that? Channing Tatum and
Jupiter something.
Jupiter Ascending.
I've not seen that.
It was that.
It reminded me. I was kind of. I'd say it's more like it was very kind of. It was very light. It was very kind of neon. Only that part, the Jack Black bit, and then the Christopher Lloyd bit. I thought this is the part where we started going to an like
Street Fighter.
So I know
100%. Every scene with Christopher Lloyd was a scene from Street Fighter.
I know exactly where you were though. So at 24 minutes to 5, Christopher Lloyd came on screen because you text saying, "Oh my god," and I text back saying, "LOL." Know that at that moment I was not laughing with you. I was 100% laughing at you because I knew what was coming.
At least it weren't Christopher Lambert.
So,
there can be only one. What the fuck's up with Christopher Lambert?
Lambert. There can only be one. I want a Highlander reboot, you know.
It was supposed to be with Henry Cavill, but God knows what's going on with that.
No, I'm not about that.
Not with Henry Cavill.
No. I'd see Pedro with a Highlander reboot.
No.
Only as Sean Connery, the cast like member, not as like the leader.
As what's his name? Rafa, is he called?
The Scottish Spaniard.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, he was a Scottish Egyptian.
Was that?
Yeah, he was
I thought
Egyptian.
He was Spaniard.
No, he was Egyptian. He was a
Yeah,
Scottish
mate.
Egyptian.
Whatever he was, he probably fucking smacked his wife.
That's why they kept putting eyeliner
No,
on
he
him and
definitely did.
everything.
Remember that smack.
Whatever he
sorry,
was,
Nick.
whatever he was, he
Sorry.
probably smacked his wife. Do you know what? I can't even remember where I was. I'm now
sorry,
about the
innit?
high level.
Sorry.
It's about that wife slapping.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So, anyways, it then at that point it got very. This is where it got very kind of cop showish. So I thought the scene with Mando just kicking the shit out of the droids that's trying to do their jobs was hilarious. It was so funny. It was just to the fact that until he just fully boots one of them, and the droid's just like, "Do you know what, fuck this!" And he just chucks this thing at him, tries to smack him away, and then they're just chasing it. Which was again, I didn't hate the chase scene. It was very episode 2, especially the scene where he jumps through the window and grabs him again straight.
It was I Am Robot.
Yeah.
It was so 100%.
Maybe a bit I Am Robot, and then they kill it, and then the droids put the police tape around it, and the music as well. Like it then became very like fucking squaddy, didn't it? It was like doo-doo. It was just being like watching a cop show, but it was really bizarre. It's like this episode has no idea where the fuck it's going or what it is, but I'm actually really enjoying this at the moment. It's great entertainment for me. And then that other droid just starts getting berserk and starts to laser people, and then they get to the bottom of it, and so it was like Grogu's relationship with it, that was weird. Are they just trying to get her kind of to be more likable? I don't understand. Like he just really
Get
I don't
him
know.
to be more likeable.
No, he was just trying to get Grogu airtime, weren't they?
Yeah,
so
and
just,
It's still for that reason.
yeah, I think the intention was that if Grogu trusts her, then maybe we
Good
can
character.
like this character. Like,
then she's a good character.
She didn't come across as anything kind of sinister.
Yeah. But
which-
she didn't really come across as anything. She
no, it was
like
just
I was 100%. Yeah, I was 100% sure on the kind of last monologue she's giving to Christopher Lloyd's character. The Christopher Lloyd's character, by the way, was something like called like Hellgate or something like that. It was like the most sinister name you could ever think
I've
of.
rated the name.
Yeah.
I rated his name.
It was just, I was just like, how the fuck could you not think a person whose name begins with hell to be like anything bad? It was really like, it was just so bizarre. I thought this is just a joke. It's just a bit
Commissioner Hellgate or something like that.
Yeah, Commissioner Hell something. It was bizarre.
Marvel villain.
It was just, but it was very obvious, and it was just, oh my god, not Hellgate, and it was just like, what the fuck, his name's Hellgate. Like, if you'd have said this in the beginning, we just would have known that he's the bad guy. But
like that episode that you mentioned, Nick, with on Coruscant, where they're clearly trying to drag like the new trilogy into Mando to make it relevant and cool. This episode was very much like, do you remember those prequels we did that most people didn't like, but they're nice. We like them, honest, because like they reference separate, like he's a separatist. No one cares, bro. No one cares. And most of the people that are watching this show don't know that you really like Count Dooku and don't know who Count Dooku is. They don't know what separatists are because they haven't watched the prequels because they signed on for Pedro and they got a great show that wasn't Star Wars. So shut up. Stop it.
But in fairness, I think Bo-Katan answers him pretty well in regards to that on behalf of all the fans. When he starts like fucking going on his monologue about fucking Count Dooku and she just fucking lasers him and just shuts down. Yeah, just mid monologue. It was great.
I think that's the whole point is, look how shit these were. Bang, we're better.
Yeah, a bit better.
Yeah.
I understand. I didn't. This isn't an episode that I'd be like desperate to rewatch. But I didn't hate. I think I'm more on like Mike's side of it. I kind of just saw the funny side to the whole thing. I was like, this is just a bit ridiculous. They're trying something new. It was a bit.
It feels like a filler episode.
Yeah, it was a very. At the end, it was very Alice in Wonderland as well, wasn't it? With the game that they were playing. So playing with the kind of rolled up animals and throwing them through something.
Grogu's helping the team.
Yeah, so it just felt like Alice. I was like, this is just Alice in Wonderland. There's not a great deal of imagination here. This is just what it is. But yeah, and then obviously it just got better as soon as they kind of left that. But it just, for me, it was just so random. like I didn't hate. I was entertained by it, but it just went from like obviously their mission, what they were supposed to be doing. So it started with kind of the Mando, and then there was the boy girl Romeo and Juliet thing. I was like, the fuck, what the hell's going on here? Like, where's all this coming? Like, why is there so much drama with these two, and why is this lasting so long? It's not realistic, but it was interesting. You know, why is she in the tube? Why is she being kind of fed fish from a cocktail glass? But nevertheless, yeah, again, entertaining. I was kind of hoping that the Mandalorians would take him away and then blow up the ship. I don't know if it was meant to show that they were just really brutal and unsympathetic, and that was the plan all along. But no. But yeah, and then everything on the actual planet itself. Again, I was again entertained by it. It was interesting. I was more kind of like, what the fuck's Jack Black doing here? You know, more than actually listening to what was actually happening. And then I was obsessed by the big blue thing at the back. I was like, is that attached to a dress? Is it not? What the fuck is what's going on? What's this about? And then the mission that they were talking about again didn't really make sense. Like, yeah, but Mandalorians, it's part of your like you have to carry weapons and stuff. I was like, don't all Mandalorians? So why not just call the people that were there to help you? I don't get it. Like, why? Because they even said, like, why didn't you get them to help you? And goes, oh, because we're not allowed weapons, blah blah blah. But it's your religion to carry weapons. I was like, but it's their religion to carry weapons as well.
Yeah. Well,
that
they're not
no
allowed an army, which so they kind of tried to loosely argue it that the Mandos outside the city were an army, and 2 Mandos on their jack, not an army. Like, whatever. Like it was what it is. I mean, what I've just heard you say is that the whole episode was the definition, like the Disney's or Lucasfilm's definition, sort of equivalent of hair metal, where you just fucking wave your head about a load of shit, and distract people from the awful stuff that you're presenting to them.
Hey, I like what they do. I like hair metal. That might be why I like this episode. I'm just saying.
I don't think it didn't. I wasn't like, this is what the episode was like. Yeah, this is what Mando's going to be about. This will be one of those the episodes that I would maybe, if we like in a year's time or something, if we rewatched it for the new season, I'd watch it again and go, oh yeah, this one, because it's not what would jump out when I think of Mando. But I didn't hate it. Like I was intrigued by it. I wanted to see where it went. I thought it was very random. I did quite like the kind of the buddy cop thing, and I thought maybe if they'd have done something like, they're living in this kind of utopia, but there's this one rogue droid that's going around killing other droids or some shit like that, something a bit darker. And they need to try and figure out who it is or what it is, or it's killing people in the city. That would have been really interesting. Like a bit darker and make it a proper mystery. That would have been fun. But I did think a lot of the redeeming qualities came from the third act, as Alan said. That fight was incredible. I loved it. It was brutal. She was fighting for him to yield and he was fighting to kill her. As far as I'm concerned, that was it. He fired 2 fucking rocket launchers at her. He wanted her dead, and she was just like, just yield, fuck's sake. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. I liked the little, I guess the technicality of the Darksaber as well, which did kind of make sense. It's a bit of a stretch, but I get it. I
thought that genuinely works because I feel like we've seen similar explanations in the past when it comes to the Darksaber.
Yeah.
People haven't won it through combat. I understood that, and I knew that it needed to change hands at some point. And I'd rather it happen that way than them 2 fighting.
Well, I don't get though, because
this point anyway.
Yeah, just because I wanted to kind of really I've watched Rebels already before, but it's been ages, and I again, a lot of the episodes are just gone for me. So I started rewatching Rebels, and maybe in kind of episode 2 of this, just after the whale, because I remember the whales being in there, the space whales.
Yeah, same here. That's when I started watching it again.
Yeah,
on the
season. So I was just like, but I can't remember why they were there or what it's about. So I just started watching it again, and I remember the Sabine Bo-Katan scene, and Sabine just gives it her. I was just like, why does he have to win it in combat? But again, on the recap of this, I think what's his face said, Moff Gideon said, she can't be given it again. She has to win it in combat or something like that. There's something to state that it can't be done the same way again. So I think that may have answered it, or it's something in the script. But I didn't understand. Like Sabine literally just said, "You're the rightful owner of this."
Yeah.
She was like, "Okay, thanks." Like, why couldn't Mando do the same?
Well, we know that she technically has won it in combat now, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, she's actually got a genuine claim to it at this point. Like there was nothing with the Sabine stuff. Like I said before, I enjoyed the episode. Like I said, it's probably one of the weakest episodes, but I don't think we've had a bad episode so far in the season. Like Joe, proper thing to.
I agree. I feel like this would be Alan's bad episode, but I don't hold any like anger towards it, animosity. I think it was entertaining. I think it was funny. I think it was more funny than anything. I enjoyed watching it, but also like you, maybe just taking the piss out of it a little bit, just going, "What the fuck is happening?" you know. But it didn't take me away from, from the. I guess I to an extent it was still believable. It was just these characters in this situation. That was it. Really, but it was just for me it was still entertaining. I enjoyed seeing new characters there. It was wild seeing Jack Black on this Star Wars film. I enjoyed like I say, Christopher Lloyd can pop up in anything and I'll be like, yeah, sick. But again, you know, it's not like it just went full crazy Disney colorful and then they flew off and then continued their journey elsewhere. You know, Grogu waving at what's her name and waving back. You know, it ended back with their mission, and then they had to fight, and again it kind of brought it back down to what it was, which was good. For me, I think I didn't. I don't know. This one in the Coruscant episode kind of toggle. I feel like I got more visual enjoyment from this one, and the fight as well from this one. Whether the Coruscant episode, I did enjoy, and I enjoyed seeing Coruscant and things like that. But it just kind of. It was one episode where I was kind of just a bit bored. I don't think I was bored in this episode. I was just kind of laughing at it more. So the Coruscant episode from
with the Coruscant episode, I do agree. I even found myself looking at my phone during that episode, being like, "How long is it? It feels like it's gone on forever."
Yeah.
When we get back to,
I wasn't mad about it. Like it was just it was what
same.
It was.
I wasn't.
Same.
No, I wasn't mad. I was just like. I was getting bored. If I'm looking at my phone during an episode, I'm getting bored. If I've not looked at my phone and I've gotten to the end of the episode and I feel like I do with most Mandalorian episodes, and when I get to the end, it's like, is that it?
Yeah.
Been 45 minutes or 40 minutes, and it's like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I have to wait next week to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one I was just like, I can't remember what happened in the beginning of it, but it was very entertaining. Was it the? I can't remember. I can't remember what happened in the first. Was it the big?
It started off with like Bo-Katan and Mando, and then it went straight to Coruscant.
But something happened. There was something action packed that happened in the beginning of the.
Yeah, a home got blown up.
Was that it? Was that the thing?
Yeah, that was the beginning of the episode. They blew up a home. He was about to take her to the other Mandalorians.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a cool fight scene.
We ended up going to Coruscant, and I was just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So that was a cool thing. So that was because I remember it starting off really like interesting, and we got straight into it, and then it just the whole Coruscant thing, and I was just like, again, but because of what's that Star Wars game called again?
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Yeah. Fallen Order.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Because I played it. Knights of the Old Republic is fucking incredible. But yeah, Fallen Order. Because of Fallen Order, I loved there's literally the opening scene is like starts on that same kind of train, but like you're at like in a kind of junkyard and shit. Then you go on that the same train. So there's lots of elements to Fallen Order that I saw in this, and I enjoyed seeing the world and the post Empire life that they were living. It was something I've not really seen much of. I've not seen in live action, certainly in Star Wars before. So it was interesting kind of seeing that. But again, I was just like, I don't really care. Everything they were talking about and them drinking and having a chat and just everything that happened in between the psychiatrists and stuff. I was just like, let's someone shoot someone. Yeah.
Let's just get back to Pedro.
Yeah, where is Mando? Yeah, fuck.
Speaking of, do we know when the next census is going to be?
The next what?
Census. You know that we have to do that. We get in the post and we have to fill out a census.
Not a clue.
No.
Got to be June the next.
Why are you going to be a Jedi?
No, I'm going to be a Mandalorian. And I'm curious to know how many people are going to be taking that up and making it an official religion.
If I get to carry weapons and armor,
No,
that's
Yeah,
worth
it's a
it.
religion. Yeah.
But imagine turning up to work in a Mandalorian helmet and being like, can't take it off, it's my religion.
This
I
is
thought
the way.
You're going to be very. Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to carry a weapon day in day out without any license to do so, just move to Florida. It's cool.
Yep.
We can't do that because we're going to get kicked out because Mike's going to drop kick a stormtrooper.
That's true.
That is
Oh, you
true.
wasn't-
You
wasn't
missed
promoted
that,
in
Mike.
Florida.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, Alan.
Yeah, we're already banned from America.
You're going to drop kick a stormtrooper.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
so I said, how many times do you reckon people have got pissed in Disneyland, seen a stormtrooper and just run over and drop kicked it?
I don't think they've ever done that, you know.
Exactly. Well,
that-
Amy looked. Amy checked. Yeah, we can't find anything.
That country is wild, but not in a fun way.
But who did we say did it? Not Americans.
A drunk Australian.
Drunk Australian.
I feel like they're more of a clothesline type of people.
No, drop kick. Yeah. Yeah, I can see Australian drop kick.
Anything flying and tackling. Like, I just want the stormtrooper to get smashed.
There needs to be some airtime.
Or a
There needs to-
Kiwi.
the person needs to be some though. The Kiwis, I think, would be a bit more.
The Maori.
passive about it, Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
maybe
nah, they're all
Maori.
fucking
If you get them wound up enough. But I feel like
getting
in
a bruise in
Australia-
them. It's like
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
I'd pay to see you drop kick a stormtrooper, but we definitely don't have to go to America. We can just wait till.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
No,
We
because
can
it
just
doesn't.
wait
It
till-
won't look as pretty if it doesn't look like it's
We
filmed
need
on
to do it.
Tatooine.
In
Yeah.
Disneyland, Orlando, to a stormtrooper in the Star Wars land.
Yeah, but
When,
I'm
in the Tatooine part.
Yeah.
I'm not about getting shot though.
You won't get shot.
Won't get shot, we'll just get banned forever from America.
You might get kicked out of the States, but you just do it on your last day.
But why don't we just go to Manchester and you can just kick a fucking virgin in the chest?
Well, down those
outfit?
long stairs, down those massive stairs leading up to Comic Con. Yeah.
That'd be fire.
Like 300 style.
Yes.
This is
This-
the way. Rooting down it. Just dressed as a Mandalorian. This is the way. Boom. Just
And then
kicking
just-
down
and
the
then
stairs.
Shoot them down the stairs
Yeah.
and then laugh as they
Yeah.
bounce.
Yeah, that's it. You'd have to count how many like they skipped off. So, like if you were skipping stones on a pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then to do that though, Michael, you have to do multiple people because you have to have a sample test done. You can't.
Yeah,
do
but
it
stormtroopers never usually knock around by themselves.
We need
No.
to know like the best. Yeah. Yeah. When his mates try and intervene, that's when the rest get it.
Just stand at the top and just throw them all off one at a time.
Nice. I like it. I'm into it. When are we going?
Whenever the stormtroopers about.
Next Comic Con. We're always doing
Just
our
had the Liverpool one.
Yeah.
Well, let's say they
Had Corey
Yeah,
Haynes there.
I thought.
Oh, that might change it.
He was in
That might
Tesco's in
actually
Liverpool.
change it. I'm going to have to tell Vicky so we can go and see him and ask him to sing Michael Jackson for us because you'll know he do all the moves. My new thing. I'm going to start stalking him.
Didn't he say he touched him in a bad way?
Yeah. No, we said he
No.
didn't get touched. He said that people weren't touched by Michael, but he said he was touched.
I was like, because that's
He said he was touched by other like producers and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
right. Okay, because I was gonna say, because like asking someone to come and do the songs of the person that they were abused by probably isn't okay. Like that just feels.
Have you not seen his performance?
It's shocking.
He's fucking mental, innit? Like he's
Yeah, but he literally he starts doing the moves and everything. He started singing like some of his songs. My favourite is though he sings the song from Lost Boys, all out of tune. Every part of it.
Which song?
It's a really
the actual sort like the
Little
song
Sister.
is like.
Oh no! So basically, like me on a drunken night in karaoke, completely out of tune, out of sync, out of time.
Yeah, I love it.
Different song.
My favorite.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Not
my
the song
favourite.
that's actually up on screen. Yeah,
I'm going to start posting all these music videos, I think, on my Instagram, just to say this is a genuine artiste. Check this guy out.
Guys,
yeah,
we're 30 seconds away from
going
for like 3 hours. But thank you guys very much for watching. Al, thank you very much for giving us the talk in episode 6. And must have hurt, especially seeing as you didn't like it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you very much to you for giving us all the information about they're going to take free housing and stuff away. You heard it here first. Make sure you check out the Spider-Verse trailer. Make sure you check out what other trailers did we do? Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. Blue Bolt? What's that?
Nothing. You're thinking Black Bolt and Blue Beetle. Blue Bolt is just something you made up. Yeah, exactly. But maybe it's called Blue Bolt. Yeah, and then Secret Invasion as well. And the Turtles, if you've not seen it, that's what we spoke about today. Shouts to NG, Anime Amy for joining us once again. Are you going to come on more often, Amy? Because we love having you. I want you to get started. I'm putting you on the spot.
Every week. Every single week.
Without fail.
I don't know, because we could end up getting censored with the things that I come out with that just leave open avenues.
That's literally our goal. Like for YouTube to finally go, nope, that's enough.
You wouldn't even say the C word before.
Yeah, I know. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, she would say it before. She spelled it out.
Yeah, she's
great word. But with the word
I know it is a great word, but I just don't want to get you cancelled on YouTube by my dirty mouth.
The stuff we've said, the word cunt is not getting us cancelled.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I prefer the word swat. If you want to mix it up a little bit. Swat.
Yeah, cunt just feels, it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Swat feels harsher to me, because it sounds more violent.
Like
you whack someone.
But what about like a cunt punch to the twat box?
So that's a cunt punch. That. Fuck's sake. That's all we have time for. So thank you very much once again for watching. If you know what a cunt punch is, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Mike, for joining us again. Al for joining us again as well.